Okay, I think we're live. Let's see, it's 1 o'clock. Actually 1:01. Uh, Today is what is it? 8/24, 2025. Um, we already got a whole bunch of people in here. This is freaking awesome. It is Lisa Joe. Actually, it's now Lisa F. Ken Joe. It's funny. That's awesome. Good to see you, Lisa F. Ken Joe. We got Dandy Linus is in here. Good to see Dandy. Hi, Dandy. How are you? I was able to just stop by very briefly and catch Paula Fitzhenry's live today. That was freaking awesome, even though it was only for like, I don't know, 10 minutes or so. Barbara Hall is here. Hey, Barbara, good to see you. Hope you're well. Hope everybody's well. FarQ is here. Good to see FarQ. Mustang's here. 1965. Good to see Mustang. Shibby's here. Good to see Shibby. Awesome to see Shibby here. Tracy's here. She's right there. Good to see Tracy. Hope everybody's having a good week. I'm outside. This is absolutely awesome because it's been pretty freaking cold up here the last couple of days here, but it's bearable so far tonight. All right, so I got a lot to go over tonight. I do want to let me know by a show of hands if anybody wants to view. Heather's here. There's Heather right there. We love Heather. Heather's an amazing freaking person. I think I have her GoFundMe scrolling across the bottom here. But just let me know if that's not working correctly. But it's good to see Heather in here. What was I freaking saying? Let me know if anybody wants to watch the because the body cam footage came out for the Moscow stuff. So let me know if anybody wants. I don't want to say it's boring, but it's long. But it's actually the body cam footage of when the cops first arrived on the scene there in Idaho. Elosa is here. Good to see Elosa. One. Good to see you. All right, so let me do this. Let me get rid of my face. Then we'll play my intro and we'll get going here. This is the first 4 minutes. Take us wherever you like. Uh-oh. That might be bad. Oh, I'll go to hell. No, I'm just kidding. Also, I've been able to catch a lot of farmers' lives. Farmers, great guys. So let me see here. Which one am I playing? I'm going to play this one here. All right. I should be right back. I've seen it, but we can watch it. Okay. Sounds good. I'll be right back. I think. Yeah, I know. I mean, what do you want for free? It's something I cooked up on Clipchamp. Although I don't know if you guys know John Paul Hansen, but he did a freaking awesome video, and it did all. I believe he did all the music to. I gotta pull that up. Owl on the Prowl, and I may ask him if I can use that. It was incredible. I couldn't believe it. Good to see everybody, though. He's a great musician, anyways. John Paul Hansen is amazing. But that came out really good because it was basically titled Owl on the Prowl. This is awesome. Let's see here. Heather Brown's here. 80s song. I think that's more like disco. So 70s maybe. This is really funny right here. If you go to Street View, remember to stay on the left. All right. Depending on what country we're in, right? All right, so let's go. I was just watching this, so let's quickly go to let's see here. We'll do the Emmanuel Hero thing first, right? But I want to start. Let's start way back. Is this the way back thing here? Okay, so we're going to start with the. I don't know if you guys have heard about. Obviously, I'm pretty sure people have. The Emmanuel Hero case. I think this is out of California, but yeah, we'll do this one first because this goes back 5 days. So I want to play this one first. Steve's here. Where's Steve? Right there. Steve's here. Hey, buddy. I see Steve. Holy crap, Steve's. It's always good to have Mr. Steven here. He was in I was in Farmer Channel. But good to see you, Steve. Good to see he's alive. It's amazing. All right, so let's hold on a second. Let me share this here. We're gonna go back 5 days with this case. And we'll fast forward after. But apparently, we all know that the parents, I think, have been arrested here. So let's go back. This was done 5 days ago. Police in San Bernardino County are investigating the disappearance of 7-month-old Emmanuel Hero after his, if I'm butchering that name, I'm sorry. Rebecca reported he was kidnapped. This is important here. Rebecca reported he was kidnapped outside of some store. Authorities say her account contains inconsistencies and she has stopped cooperating when questioned further. I'm not sure, but I think they did a lie detector test, and that's when she. But this was done 5 days ago, and then we'll fast forward to the present. But this is coming from Law and Crime Network, so here we go.
His dad said,
"Good to see everybody tonight, though. Very good to see everybody. Hope everybody's well."
Straight into the camera.
Whoever took our son, please give him back.
But now law enforcement in Southern California say they can't rule out foul play, and they are having a hard time trusting.
Jingles is here. It's good to see Jingles. I don't have a good side. Of course you do. I cannot believe that there is absolutely no, at least that I can find absolutely no actual mainstream media on the Barbara Cotton case. And I went all the way back to like 10 years ago, but we're going to go over that Barbara Cotton later today. All right, so here we go with this here.
What these two
is that a black eye?
Parents are saying now that the 7-month-old child is still missing, and mom and dad have reportedly lawyered up. We're on the case presented by Law and Crime. I'm Chris Stewart. I have new information in the search for 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro. We just spoke to a national nonprofit today, and they told us why they stopped helping in the search for this 7-month-old boy. I'll get to that in just a moment, but let's talk about why law enforcement are having a hard time believing Emmanuel's parents. Here's a picture of the 7-month-old child. We first learned his name Thursday night. His mom called police from a strip mall.
Hello, Night Goddess. Nix. Yeah, where is Dirty Diana? I haven't seen Dirty Diana for a while. I haven't seen Charles either. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here with this case. I've been kind of following this, but I haven't been like wrapped up in this case. I've been following other stuff. But this looks like a black eye here.
Mall, and she had a terrifying story about what she said just happened.
I got him out of the car seat.
Okay, hold on a second. Let's go. I want to hear this. I may play this like 3 or 4 different times because so this was done 5 days ago. So
She had a terrifying story about what she said just happened.
I got him out of his diaper. Hold on, that's all I remember.
That video per KABC TV. The mom's name is Rebecca. She has that shiner under her right eye. She says she got the black eye in this strip mall parking lot in Yucaipa, California.
Hey, Peggy, how are you? Good to see you. Is that No One Is Safe is here? Good to see No One Is Safe. Peggy's here. There she is right there. Good to see Peggy here. Who else snuck in here? There she is. Hey, Dirty Diana, good to see you. Did you have a live this morning? Yesterday morning? I didn't see you. I look forward to Dirty Diana's lives every what is it, Saturday morning? All right, let's go back to this here.
California. She said she was there because she was at her other son's football game Thursday night. They needed to get something from the Big Five sporting goods store. But when she was in the parking lot, young Emmanuel, just 7 months old, needed his diaper changed. While she was doing that, someone came up and attacked.
Where is this? This is San Bernardino. Does anybody know the town?
Her. Here's what she told KTLA.
I was gonna get the diaper and somebody said hola. And I didn't see nothing since.
Sorry. What a cute kid.
Someone came up and attacked her. Here's what she told KTLA.
34601. Okay.
I was gonna get the diaper and somebody said hola. And you're on the floor. And I didn't see Emmanuel.
Now she claims that someone came up to her in that parking lot. All she remembers them saying is hola. And the next thing she knew, she blacked.
Charlie Manson's here. Hey, buddy. Good to see you, man. Let's see who else snuck in. Well, it's not snuck in, but you got in here. If I'm missing anybody, I'm sorry. I'm trying to. You'll be back. Okay. Good to see you.
Out. She says she was attacked, and when she woke up, little Emmanuel was gone. Now, at that point, deputies started searching the area. This is happening an hour east of Los Angeles. But this story, which, if it actually happened, is a parent's worst nightmare, appears to be falling apart. Over the weekend, San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputies released a statement, and they said that they found inconsistencies in the mom, Rebecca's story. And when they pushed her about that, they say she stopped talking to them. Uvalde Foundation for Kids, which is a national nonprofit, it advocates for children. They were helping in the search for Emmanuel when this story first broke. They were offering reward money as well. But in light of this news from law enforcement, they are no longer helping in the search. Lawandcrime.com reached out to the nonprofit, and this is what they told us, quote, "We are receiving information
that Emmanuel was not even reported to have been seen at the football game. And mother allegedly, okay, so this is strange.
that Emmanuel was not even reported to have been seen at the football
How do you miss a baby? Right? How do you not see a baby? First of all, you can probably hear the baby. Eyewitness report was apparent bruise acquired attack at the Big Five was in fact acquired previous. Unreal.
game. The mother's apparent bruise acquired during the attack at the Big Five was in fact acquired previous to the incident. We're awaiting further confirmation from law enforcement. All of these, coupled with our previous notes, have led to our decision. Now, here's specifically what law enforcement said on Sunday. Quote, investigators interviewed multiple individuals, including Emmanuel's parents, Jake and Rebecca Haro. During those interviews, Rebecca was confronted with inconsistencies in her initial statement and declined to continue with the interview. At this point in the investigation, investigators are unable to rule out foul play in the disappearance of Emmanuel. Now, here is the home where Emmanuel lived with his parents per online court records. TV cameras saw detectives investigating at Emmanuel's house overnight, and we're still waiting on an update today if that search found anything related to this case. The Haro's 2-year-old daughter has been removed from the house per KTLA. It also came to light that Emmanuel's dad, Jake, is currently on parole. He was convicted in 2023 of cruelty to children. That was related to a 2018 arrest. Now, even though law enforcement have said that
Hold on a second.
his parents per online court records. TV cameras saw detectives investigating at Emmanuel's house overnight, and we're still waiting on an update today if that search found anything related to this case. The Haro's 2-year-old daughter has been removed from the house per KTLA. It also came to light that Emmanuel's dad, Jake, is currently on parole. He was convicted in 2023 of cruelty to children. That was
So the dad? That's the dad?
related to a 2018 arrest. Now, even though law enforcement have said that foul play can't be ruled out, it certainly has lit a fire under the public and wanting to know what happened. It appears there are family members of the Haros sticking by their.
Let's see here. I spammed Dino's Discord with 40 emails. Awesome. Where is Dino? This is a horrible case here. This is awful.
Side. Emmanuel's grandmother spoke to local media. She said that the couple are homebodies. They love their son. They wouldn't do anything to hurt him. She also said that Rebecca stopped cooperating when law enforcement wanted her to take a lie detector test, and her husband recommended they get a lawyer. Now, Emmanuel's dad also cried on TV, pleading for help from the public in finding their son. He even addressed the person that his wife claims took his son. Here's what he told KABC TV cameras.
Whoever took our son, please give him back.
Again, Jake Haro, the dad, he's currently on probation. He's slated to appear next month in court on an alleged probation violation. It's unclear if that has any connection to the disappearance of his son. One other note. We looked through the parking lot on Google Maps where Rebecca says that she was attacked and where Emmanuel was taken, and it does appear that there are security cameras on the sides of buildings, but it doesn't appear to this point, or at least it's unclear whether anyone has information of the incident that she claims happened. Hey, before we get back to this episode of On the Case, one of the most watched shows on YouTube, I need to talk about our partner and sponsor, Morgan & Morgan. This is America's largest.
There's a couple things, the attack from behind, for one, and that black eye that she has just really isn't consistent.
I'm trying to find the that sporting goods store. There's like 8 of them in LA. So I'm trying to find the one where she's talking about. Sorry.
With an attack, I'm sure a person can be pushed and hit the ground and get something like that, but that looks like a punch, and that's hard to do from behind. And also, the just why, I mean, usually in kidnap situations it's almost always family members, and from and that's how they get these Amber Alerts out and stuff, and also just the if you, let's say a parent had done something to a child, they're a witness, right? They're the ones with the child. They've got to figure out a way to get themselves removed as a witness. They didn't see the person that took this. So how do you do that? You have to go unconscious. So typically stories like, in these situations where a parent's actually involved, happens that they were attacked and unconscious and they never saw the person that took the child. It's getting rid of that because they are the witness. So I don't know, things just don't seem to be lining up.
No, and like we have this statement from the nonprofit that was working with them, where apparently no one saw Emmanuel at this football game that she was allegedly at. And then the black eye is a key part of it, because I haven't been punched in the face, at least recently, where, the story she's telling is that this happened and then she just blacks out and then wakes up miraculously. That seems like.
Okay, I found it. Hold on a second here. Let me, unfortunately, it's going to be a map night, I think. Hold on 1 second. All right, so this is the store. I found it. It's in California here. And this pretty much is the store here, but from what I heard is the cameras here at the store were not working, but this this is the parking lot here. So I'm assuming, I think that's a bank. Is that a bank? Looks like there's cameras here and these lights. They got to have something here. This parking lot is not all that huge. It's good size, but I would think there'd be some cameras in this parking lot. Sometimes they have lights. They have cameras inside these lights here. Anyways, okay. I found it, so that's the good news. Let's go back to that. They gotta have.
Much more than just a little shiner under your eye. And then to go on TV too, that's the interesting part as well. Because I know that there was a case, there's been a case we've been following out of Kentucky, Jaden Spicer, where the mom did not talk at all. She released like a handwritten note, and then that in one way was suspicious, but then this one, just the emotion, and even the daddy's like speaking directly into the camera. In these cases, what is a red flag when it comes to like how a parent acts in these moments that just seems to be authentic? What separates the authentic ones from ones where there's just a lot of questions?
Well, there's a fine line there because everybody reacts different and everybody grieves differently. But in this situation, some of the things she said right off the bat, so she said, if you have him, please feed him and change him. I think that's her kind of projecting, hey, listen, I'm a good parent. That's what I would do. I'd feed him and I change him, and it wasn't giving my child back, pleading with this person. It was feed him and change him. It just seems like kind of overthought statements, I guess. They planned it a little too much, possibly. If there's.
Does anybody know if she was changing the baby inside the car? Right? If she's changing, how do you punch somebody in the face in the left eye? It was the left eye? No, right eye. That's weird.
There's foul play here of what they were going to say. It just didn't come off to me as being genuine. And listen, I think that's It's not like I'm the one that thinks that, even law enforcement's come out and said her statements are inconsistent, and this just is just not lining up. And who did see that child last? When was that baby seen? Because there doesn't appear to be anybody. She suffered this knockout punch, she says, in the parking lot, but it doesn't seem to be anybody that witnessed that. Or
There's Dino right there. Good to see Dino in here. Does anybody believe this story?
or anything.
Yeah, and this happened, like, that's a good point, because it's in the evening Thursday. I want to say it was around like 6 o'clock, and they're
How do you
in.
not notice a baby at a football game, right? Like, that's hearsay, right? We don't really know if anybody said that, but
like the parking lot of a strip mall that has a ton of businesses, and like for this to happen, no one saw anything. And what do you make?
Big Fish is here too. Good to see Big Fish.
At this point, of like what you've been able to find out, because it's bizarre to me as well that there's no surveillance video whatsoever of this. And like on the Google map, you can kind of see there are surveillance cameras on like the sides of buildings, which you would expect.
Yeah, so it's interesting. When I was looking at it, there's a jewelry store that is next, that kind of adjoins the lot, but it's got those trees that shielded, and it just so happens that where she was attacked is right up against the trees. So it looks like maybe that was scouted out in advance. I cannot confirm if this is true or not, but I did hear from somebody that talked to an employee at the sporting goods store that said that they had come in the day before and asked if there were surveillance cameras because they had some sort of minor traffic incident and they wanted to see if they could get the license plate off the other car. And then apparently they were told there wasn't any cameras. So if that's true, now I can't confirm that, but it came from somebody that I believe has accurate information. If that's true, then that's something law enforcement's going to pounce on.
Right, because
I have a hard time believing that there isn't any surveillance cameras there around there. But I mean, it's possible. It's highly possible. But I think they have all their phones and stuff. So
it just like with the statements, it's like it was so thought out if this is actually foul play, which like we don't know, at this point, and that's why I'm.
Yeah.
All right, I want to get out of this here. I want to play this latest one here. Hold on a second here. Gretchen's here. Hey, Gretchen, good to see you. Hold on a second. Gretchen's here. All right, this is the latest one here. Well, not the latest one, but this is this is terrible. This is 1 day ago. So so they've arrested the parents. But this is Vinnie Politan investigates the case of 7-month-old Emmanuel Harrow, including his parents' story and why he was allegedly kidnapped. Okay, so here we go.
In a court of law, sensitive topics are discussed. Discretion is advised.
I'm Altan. The subject of my investigation is the disappearance of baby Emmanuel, a 7-month-old whose mother claims he was abducted in public. A strange story that has now resulted in investigators looking at the parents. Here's the story. Little baby Emmanuel Harrow is just 7 months old. His mom, Rebecca, says she went to the sporting goods store and was in the parking lot trying to change his diaper when she was attacked and knocked out cold. When she came to, baby Emmanuel was nowhere to be found. How could a child abduction take place in such a public place? But yet, no one saw anything, not one witness, not one video. Now, the San Bernardino Sheriff's Department is investigating, and the focus of their investigation seems to have shifted to Emmanuel's parents, Jake and Rebecca, who now have a criminal defense lawyer representing them. Where is baby Emmanuel, and who is responsible for the disappearance of this precious little boy?
You know, watching this story as it's developed has reminded me of many other stories that we've covered and the dynamics. There was a case out in California, the Cal City toddlers, very similar to that in the way we first learned about the story and we learned about the disappearance of the child. In that case, it was the mother and father came out and were telling their story and answering questions. Well, the same thing happened in this case. Baby Emmanuel, gone, mom and dad standing out there, and I don't think they've necessarily spent a lot of time in front of cameras, microphones, and the media and the public.
Where's truck going? Have a good night, buddy. Hope you're well, man. I don't know what's going on. Thank you, Mino.
Etc., but telling their story and answering some questions. Let's begin there. Let's take a look at baby Emmanuel's mom and dad.
We come to you guys asking you to help us find our son. He was abducted last night from Big Five. Somebody struck my...
See, in this video, she looks kind of distraught. I mean, maybe she's just fooling me, but she looks pretty, I don't know, sad about this whole thing. Look at her face. Like, to me, that black guy is a little low to be punched, though. I don't know. Back this up a second.
Baby Emmanuel's mom and dad.
We come to you guys.
I mean, right there, she looks kind of sad. Like, I don't know. I mean, body language person, but she looks kind of distraught here.
Asking you to help find our son. He was abducted last night from Big Five. Somebody struck my wife while she was trying to change his diaper. And we just ask if anybody knows anything to please contact you type of...
I don't know. I can't tell. Usually when women are crying, I just can't tell. I can't tell if she's faking or not. I just, I don't see any real tears though. I mean, but the dad unalived another, yeah, I don't know. The dad looks strange as hell, but the mom, I don't know.
His name's Emmanuel. He's 7 months old.
Haven't been notified of any information yet by local authorities?
No, we have not. They haven't told us nothing.
They said they don't have any major updates.
Do you guys plan on doing a local search of your own?
We are
Yeah, we
at
have
4 o'clock here at Kaiba.
the community set up a search party at 4:30. So we're ready to just ask you to help us, you know.
Please.
This is what he looks like.
Yeah, no, the eye thing looks pretty fake. I mean, not fake. Looks, I don't know, that doesn't look like a punch to me. But, I mean, I guess you can get punched like that.
He's just a baby. Just give our son back, please.
He was wearing a black one.
He isn't fooled. This guy here isn't fooling me at all. He's not. And there's no tears, nothing. I know if this was me, I wouldn't be doing an interview like this. I would be, but I guess you kind of have to. I said the same thing about, the whole Stephen Stearns thing. Stephen Stearns didn't look, he looked like he was trying to hide something right from the beginning. But this guy here isn't fooling me at all. She, on the other hand, I don't know.
See, with a Nike squish on him. If you know anything, please come forward, please. Please bring us back our son, please.
Peggy O's here. Good to see Peggy O. I caught a lot of hers last night. I think it was yesterday night, whenever the hell that was. Awesome to see her here. Peggy O's amazing. She has a great channel. Great channel. Like I said, feel free to throw all your channels in here if you want. Peggy O's got a great channel. I know Barbara Hall's in here. Barbara Hall's amazing too. A lot of great creators in here. So somebody said something in here I wanted to highlight. You think crocodile tears for? Yeah, I don't see any real tears on any of these people, but.
So that was the day after, right? So baby is reported missing, reported abducted the night before, and that's the following day, August 15th. And that brings us to the first question in our investigation, which is, what are baby Emmanuel's parents saying now? Now we're a few days into this. The investigation has begun. What are his parents?
I guess it's me. Like, how can you hurt your own child? That doesn't make any sense to me. That's just not. Maddie's mom should be in jail with Stefan. It's disgusting. Yeah, and I think the reason why they didn't do that is because they were probably going to use her as a witness against him. But I don't know.
Parents saying now. Here to help answer that question, Court TV crime and justice correspondent Matt Johnson, who is live outside the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Office, and freelance journalist Brandy Carlos, who's been on the scene and covering this story since the beginning. Thank you both. Matt, let me begin with you. What are they saying now? I understand you went to their house today.
Not saying much, Vinny, and that is quite the contrast from 6 days ago when this incident first took place, according to the mother, over at that Big Five Sporting Goods, when the 7-month-old baby Emmanuel, was ripped from her arms.
Really? He almost unalived another of his kids. She is totally disabled. Really? Well, then it's him for sure. I mean, if that's true, then that's he's not fooling me. The guy isn't fooling me at all. The mom, I don't know.
And she was beaten unconscious, according to her. Well, sheriff's deputies here at the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Office here behind me, I've been in touch with them all day. They are pleading, asking for this.
Hold on a second. Who was beaten unconscious? Hold on a second. Oh,
what are they saying now? I understand you went to their house today.
Not saying much, Vinny, and that is quite the contrast from 6 days ago when this incident first took place, according to the mother, over at that Big Five Sporting Goods, when the 7-month-old baby Emmanuel, was ripped from her arms and she was beaten unconscious, according to her. Well, sheriff's deputies here at the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Office here behind me, I've been in touch with them all day. They are pleading, asking for this family to come back to the table. They have since lawyered up and not answering their questions and not answering our questions. I want to show you what happened at their house earlier. This is the rural community of Cabazon. So we're located just off of the 10 freeway where the family has lived for several years. Right behind the home is the 10 freeway that links.
Yeah, that would be terrible if that was true. For sure. It's possible. Definitely possible. I try to give people the benefit of the doubt, but I know she's definitely guilty for letting her own daughter sleep in the same bed as talking about the Stefan Stearns thing with some guy. You know, that doesn't make it. That's just ridiculous. It's she's guilty of that for sure.
Los Angeles to Palm Springs. This home and the property has recently been searched by authorities. The family has lawyered up, no longer cooperating with police. What was that? How are you guys doing? Can you please answer any questions for us? Can you please answer any questions? Do you guys have any information about the baby? Have police updated you guys at all on the investigation? Can I get his information, please?
Okay, so I didn't know that. So he spent only 6 months in jail for, that's crazy. Unreal. Said he dropped her in a bath, but the injuries didn't line up. People are crazy, man.
The parents and the grandmother of the missing baby right there no longer cooperating with authorities, according to our sources, and not answering our questions.
Well, if they're not going
Do you
to
have any
answer the cops' questions, they're not going to answer your questions. I can guarantee you that much right now. But I don't know.
Stayed there for quite some time. There were a lot of people lighting candles, bringing candles, teddy bears, things of that nature. There's a makeshift memorial for this missing 7-month-old baby. This has really rocked this community there in the Coach.
I agree with Dino 100%. I mean, depending on how hard and how how much they went after that's one of the reasons why I don't 100% believe in lie detector tests, because I mean, you're going through a lot of stress, going through a lot of trauma if your child is missing, so you're probably going to fail. And if they keep going after you, it's probably best thing to do is probably lawyer up. But I don't know. This case is weird.
Coachella Valley that is just outside of Los Angeles, about an hour, 2 hours away. It's on that stretch of road that is the 10 freeway, a main artery in Southern California linking Los Angeles to Palm Springs. Their house is right
I mean, the whole story doesn't make any sense, though. Like, you're changing your baby in a car or in the parking lot, right? Somebody comes up to you, punches you in the face, takes the baby and runs off. Nobody sees that happening at all. There's nobody there. It does sound a little strange. Sure, it's happened before though, but I don't know, that's the probability of that happening is far-fetched, in my opinion.
Off the freeway. And it's a rural area, but so many people are touched by this in this community, and they want answers. And as for that family, they are just sheltering in place, according to their attorney, and not answering our questions or the investigators here.
Brandy, let me ask you, what are you hearing from the parents? You've been there since the beginning, and I understand you were there during that very first I don't know if it was a press conference or announcement that they were making. What have you heard from the mother and father?
I actually have not heard much from mom or dad. I did speak to the lawyer on Monday night. We had about a 20-minute phone call, and he addressed to me that the number one priority that these two parents are facing.
I hate to say it though, this whole this whole thing, like I get Susan Smith vibes from this whole picture right here of the two of them, right? Like when I saw this picture of them two, I just got that Susan Smith vibe, like somebody here is lying. But I mean, that's just because I've followed that case. But I don't know.
Facing is they want to know where their child is, and there's a lot of public speculation, kind of leading up to what could have happened. And, in the public opinion, things are not looking so good for them. But there just was very...
Right. Like this whole image to me just reminds me so much of that press conference that she did. Susan Smith did back then. This kind of gives me that vibe here. It's so weird.
Adamant on, they're stuck inside their home. There's nothing they can do. He said that they have been complying and cooperating with authorities, handing phones over, having them come in the house. He said there was portions of the home where they had taken carpet, some stuff outside, a little bit of digging. They did have dogs search the property Friday afternoon.
This freaking kid is so cute, man. Was he 7 months old? Does he look small for 7 months?
And as much as the lawyer had to say, number one priority in this is, where is baby Emmanuel? He did tell me that there had been a sighting. I did see that mainstream news is finally releasing that information. So there was a sighting in Kern County. They have released that, but there has been no lead since then.
So, Brandy, the one question people have is, so this abduction is alleged to have taken place in that parking lot. Are there any witnesses? Are there any surveillance cameras that would be where they were exactly? Did anyone see her knocked out? Do we know how long she's out?
We don't know how long she was knocked out, and the information that has been given to us by authorities is very limited. There are cameras in the area. It has been said that the cameras outside of the Big Five sporting goods store directly were not working. The business across the way that does face the front of that building is out of business. So I do believe, law enforcement, detectives, everybody who's investigating this case right now, I think they absolutely.
Okay, so for anybody that doesn't have a wrench and that wants a wrench, let me know. Emmanuel looks like my youngest. He's adorable. Absolutely. Kids are adorable. I just don't want any more.
Have what they have. I think they know what, they know more than we know, obviously. And even though the community.
I just find it I find it really strange that something like that would take place in this parking lot. I don't know how busy this place is. But like I said, stranger things have happened, but I think the probability of it to me is just kind of, I don't know, strange, rare.
Wants answers. They want to know, like, where's the footage? Where's the surveillance? They're not going to directly release that. There's been no Amber Alert issued, which kind of sort of tells us maybe they're.
I will say one thing. I do love the name, Lisa F. Kinjo. That's too funny.
Possibly isn't somebody that has kidnapped the child. I think if there was, that's something that would have been issued right away. But it also tells us that there is no information on who that person is, what they look like, what they were driving, that kind of thing. So we can only kind of speculate based on the information that's been given to us right now.
Right. If investigators had video of someone abducting them, right, there'd be an Amber Alert. We'd see maybe a license plate, a description, something like that. One more question, Brandy, to follow up on this. Has anyone come forward as like the last person who saw Emmanuel other than mom and dad? Like maybe someone apparently they were at a football game right before she went to Big Five. She was at the nephew's football game. Anyone from there say, hey, yeah, I remember seeing baby Emmanuel there?
I've actually seen on social media, whether that's been, Instagram, Facebook, there have been numerous amount of people that did see them at the football park that day. They said that they did not see baby Emmanuel there. And there have been a lot of sightings, a lot of people coming forward saying they saw them.
That's what I'm saying. How do you not see a baby, right? Like 7-month-old, probably not walking yet. Probably in like a stroller or something. How do you not see a baby? It's weird.
At a mall, or they saw them at a park, but they never saw baby Emmanuel. I did see a video from a funeral that they all attended. I think it was about a week and a half prior to the kidnapping. Baby Emmanuel was also not present there. So I think the time frame on, when he was last seen by a family member or anybody in the community is really hard to determine at this point.
That's a huge fact in all of this. All right, great news. Matt and Brandy are going to stay with us.
I'm doing all right. Labs are looking all normal. That's awesome. No chemo September. Awesome. This is so wiped out all the time. Yeah. Well, it's probably going to take you a while to get your strength back. That's good news. Right.
When we come back, our baby Emmanuel's parents actually cooperate here.
The Court TV podcast.
He's 7 months. He's 7 months old.
And they're the parents of Emmanuel looking for help. If you know anything, please come forward. Their lawyer went on Ashley Banfield's show on News Nation, and this is some of the things that he said here. I think it's interesting. And this is sort of responding to the fact that they're not cooperating. I don't know where that statement that they stopped cooperating came from. I spoke to the detectives yesterday, offered Jake to continue to speak with them, have not been made aware of any request today to speak with Jake. Said both parents voluntarily turned over their electronic devices and their passwords. They have no reliable transportation. They don't have phones or internet to contact people.
They have no reliable transportation. They don't have phones or internet to contact people because their devices have been taken. I mean, that makes sense. So how can they participate? Everyone's made their mind up and saying that they're refusing to do anything. I don't know if that's a good argument, though.
Because their devices have been taken. So how can they participate? Everyone's made up their mind and saying that they're refusing to do anything. Well, they can't. And that brings us to the next question. In our investigation, are baby Emmanuel's parents actually cooperating? And getting mixed signals here. Still with us to help in our investigation, Court TV Crime and Justice correspondent Matt Johnson, live outside the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Office, and freelance journalist Brandy Cross, who's been on the story from the beginning. Matt, so what I'm trying to get these two statements together. Do we know the genesis of why one saying they're not cooperating and the other side saying they are cooperating? Maybe are they defining cooperation differently? Maybe, I don't know.
I mean, it was only recently that they lawyered up, correct? Not in the beginning when Rebecca, the mother.
All I know is if my child was missing, there would be no such thing as sitting around the house, right? Like, Nicole's here. Hey, Nicole, how are you? Good to see you. I would be 24/7. It would be very, very difficult for me to be just not doing anything. Not saying they're not doing anything. I'm just saying, like, I would. Who is actually saying they aren't cooperating? The cops or the media? That's the cops. It's a narrative of the mainstream media. I wish they wouldn't do this, but they do.
Mother was pleading for help and going through the timeline, according to her. Well, the initial statement from investigators here at the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Office, let's put it on your screen. It's this, including investigators interviewed multiple individuals, including Emmanuel's parents, Jake and Rebecca Hall. During those interviews, Rebecca was confronted with inconsistencies in her initial statement and declined to continue with the interview. At this point in the investigation, investigators are unable to rule out foul play in the disappearance of Emmanuel. So right there, you have investigators putting forefront that all talk stopped. Yes, you have this attorney now saying that they turned over their cell phones and that the car, perhaps with Jake, was all.
Yeah, it's what I'm saying. Like, no, I wouldn't be. I'm not saying that these people are sitting around the house, but what I'm saying is I would literally be doing anything possible. But I know sometimes you can't. Exactly what. I mean, it's obvious the kid's not playing on swings at this point.
Also confiscated. We also know that there has been police searching, sheriff's deputies searching their property on more than one occasion. So, I mean, I'm not sure why their attorney is saying that they are cooperating when you have this first statement from investigators here saying they stopped talking right away.
And has the sheriff's office said anything today or more recently about the level of cooperation?
Yeah, I've been in close contact with investigators here all day long, and they released another statement after my last inquiry. So they said this: we know that the community is deeply concerned about the case, and we will continue to provide information to the extent that it does not jeopardize our investigation. Our investigators have followed up on the reported sightings of the 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro, but he has not yet been located, while Emmanuel's father has retained an attorney. If the parents choose to work with detectives, we welcome their cooperation as we continue efforts to locate Emmanuel. So again, right here,
I mean, I do know sometimes their tunnel vision is, I mean, the parents are probably going to be the first people suspected anyways, regardless. So sometimes they get this tunnel vision stuff, but I don't know. The whole story just seems kind of far-fetched in my opinion, but that's just, I don't know. Just, I wasn't there. I don't know. But the fact that nobody seems to have seen this kid at the game is weird. Because it was one of their relatives that was playing in the game. So you would have thought that, the parents would have met up with the relatives. Hi, how are you? Do well in the game, and stuff like that. So somebody would have seen the kid, right?
have investigated the sheriff's office, San Bernardino County, saying the parents stepped away from answering our questions. They're not cooperating right now, but we welcome them and whatever information that they can provide moving forward.
Okay. Let's put this up on the screen. This is KTLA, and I was just reporting that the SBSD Specialized Investigations Division interviewed multiple people, including
detective with multiple people, Rebecca and her husband. When confronted with the inconsistencies in her story, investigators said she was declining to continue talking.
Rebecca, Jake, the inconsistencies, they confronted her, and then she stopped talking. Like
I knew Steve was going to chime in. I've seen people with missing pets do more than these parents. Yeah. Well, when it comes to pets, man, it's I agree.
to understand that if they start accusing you, you're probably going to stop talking. When authorities asked her the lie detector test, her husband reportedly refused the request until a lawyer was present. Brandy,
is that normal? When authorities asked her to take a lie detector test, reportedly refused. So her husband refused for her, or he refused until a lawyer was present. This is strange. When authorities asked her to take a lie detector test, her husband reportedly refused. This is a strange comment. Did he refuse for her? I don't know if he can do that. Can he do that?
what are your thoughts here on the cooperation, the level of cooperation, and in what direction investigators are going right now?
I do believe early on, baby Emmanuel went missing on Thursday. That's when it was reported. Friday.
I'd probably refuse a lie detector test too, to be honest with you. They got to do what they got to do, right? I mean, I don't know. I'm more the type of person, I do what I have to do to just, get me out of here so I can go find my kid.
Friday is when we kind of got to see the parents, on TV. The first initial statement that we did receive with any information from authorities was that statement, about them not going anymore, refusing until they, sought out some kind of legal counsel. So I thought it was kind of interesting when I did speak to the lawyer on Monday night. He said that he could not speak for both parents. He could only speak for Jake because he was only representing him. So I don't know if there hasn't been any cooperation going on.
Why does the father have a lawyer and she don't have? That's so weird. So the lawyer's representing him, but not her. That's bizarre. Are they not married? They're not married, maybe? Maybe they're not married.
on because Rebecca does not have counsel currently. Maybe she's still looking. That is all kind of unknown, I think.
And that's a great point there, that the lawyer is doing the right thing. You can't represent both, because if there are charges here at any point, the interests of mom and dad are going to be very, very different, and each would need their own counsel. So that's really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's a catch-22 situation. I'm not a big fan of lie detector tests either. I mean, they're pretty much, I don't know, it's a tool, but you know, it works for both sides equally, but it doesn't really work because it's not really a thing, right? It's just a test they take that has no bearing on any case. It's just but I mean, there's a lot of, I mean, I go over a lot of cases in my life, and there's a lot of people that fail miserably on lie detector tests and come to find out they have nothing to do with the crime. So, and then I've seen people pass them with 100% and they're pretty much solid guilty. So I don't know what to tell you. I can understand why they're not admissible in court, though, for sure.
Right there. Let's take a look at this also from KTLA. Deputies from the San Bernardino and Riverside County Sheriff's Departments launched an extensive search deploying helicopters and canine units, though ultimately neither the child nor a suspect were located. So it seems like there was a search based upon the story told by mom. It continues. While investigators are being tight-lipped about the investigation, the child's grandmother, who insists the parents are innocent, told KTLA that deputies have searched the couple's residence with cadaver dogs, and it was later learned that officials removed the Harrow's 2-year-old child from their custody while the investigation is pending. So, Brandy, let me ask you about that. Are there any ongoing searches, either being run by with cadaver dogs? And it was
Investigators being tight-lipped about the child's grandmother, who insists the parents are innocent, told KTLA the deputies have searched the couple's Cabazon residence with a cadaver dog, and it was later learned officials removed the Harrow's 2-year-old child from their custody.
It was later learned that officials removed the Harrow's 2-year-old child from their custody while the investigation is pending. So, Brandy, let me ask you about that. Are there any ongoing searches, either being run by the parents or by law enforcement, for the man who allegedly said "Hola" and then knocked her out and stole the child? Or is everything seemingly at this point focused on the search of the residents and things connected to the parents?
I do believe authorities and local law enforcement, I believe they're doing everything they can. I mean, you have to realize that they do a lot of stuff by tech. They have their cell phones. I'm sure they are dissecting them. They're going through them. They can see all the locations that they've been for the past however many months. So I feel that authorities are actively searching. They
We love Dino. Dino's awesome. He's a great guy. I just can't believe there's no. I can't believe for the life of me there's no. They got to have surveillance in this parking lot of some sort. They just have to.
know what they're looking for, and they're not going to come out and tell us what they're.
I mean, is it possible that they don't? Sure, but this is pretty sure this is right outside LA here. There's got to be cameras here. There has to be someone. Someone must have seen. I don't know. Something
they're looking for either. So again, they probably know a lot more than we do. But as far as the community goes, the community has been amazing. From everybody reporting that they saw them at certain locations. I know a lot of people have gone out looking in ditches or just looking in areas, looking in dumpsters. There's been all these things that have been speculated about being seen.
I didn't literally know anything about this case until like either yesterday or the day before that, because I've been covering so many other cases. But I don't know, a 50-50 in my opinion here. I think it's possible one of them might have done something and the other one doesn't know anything about it, or it's possible they're both involved, or it's possible they have nothing to do with it. I don't know. It's just weird how nobody saw this kid at the football game, and it seems like nobody has any video of them being in that parking lot, or I don't know.
but we just, I just urge everybody to continue keeping their eyes open. If you see something, say something, please report it. And you just never know. Businesses, they were seen at a lot of businesses locally within, the past week and a half.
I guarantee you that if I ever took a polygraph test, I'd probably fail. But if they put coffee next to me, good coffee, not just cop coffee, but good coffee, I'd probably pass. It'd be coffee or no coffee. Coffee, pass. Coffee, no pass.
Leading up to this event. So if you are in the Banning, Beaumont, Ukipe,
Coffee and a cigarette, pass with flying colors.
Cherry Valley area, as a business owner, check.
Nothing happens without coffee. There has got to be coffee. If there isn't coffee, not going to happen. Just not going to happen.
Your cameras, see if you saw something.
Matt Johnson, if in fact something happened to little Emmanuel and someone disposed of his body, we're talking about an incredibly large area. This is almost like a needle in a haystack.
I don't know if anybody's ever had cop coffee. I'm pretty sure Mr. Steve has, but it's almost as bad as Midas coffee, right? Like they make coffee like that. Cops make coffee like that for a reason. It's there to make you not ever want coffee again.
Yeah, we're located in the Coachella Valley where this happened outside of Palm Springs, and San Bernardino County, where these deputies serve this community. It's the largest county in the country. I grew up in San Bernardino County, and I can tell you that they are very forthcoming with information. I also worked in the LA market as reporter anchor for many, many years. And if there were surveillance photos of someone abducting this child, I can, just in my own experience working here, I would imagine that they would be spread all over the TV and shared widely by now. So that is something that's top of mind for everybody in this community, but it is a very vast area, and they're in a remote area along the freeway right next to the Morongo Native American reservation there.
All right, I'll keep an eye on this. I don't know what to tell you. Let's see here. I do want to go. Yeah, I don't think I'd probably. I don't know. All right, so you gotta miss. I mean, it's like I'm not. My kid's missing, man. I'm not going to be answering too many polygraph. I got to go out and look for my kid. I'm sorry. All right, so let's do this. We're going to go to. I think this whole thing is fairly interesting. I know a lot of people have probably already seen this, but we're going to go and do this because I'm pretty sure people want to see this. So this is the Idaho crime scene body cam that was released. I forget when this was released. The Moscow Police Department released a body cam footage from one of the officers who responded. This guy who, this police officer who was one of the first ones responding here is, I think he's 22, somewhere, younger guy, did an excellent freaking job here. In the footage, officers spoke to the surviving roommates and witnesses on the scene who reported seeing a man dressed in all black, wearing a mask, all of that stuff. So this was right after, I think this was right after, I think these are the first responding people here. I'm not sure. But let me make sure I'm sharing this. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'll keep an eye on that Emmanuel Harrow case for sure too. But we'll do this now. This might be a little triggering. So I know one thing: these poor kids probably were freezing their freaking asses off. It's got to be cold out here, right? So here we go.
Me and my friends are dancing and laughing. Kaylee went upstairs and she screamed because one was in the room and she ran downstairs. And I kept calling her name and she wouldn't answer. And then I saw the guy. I just walked the floor and I ran downstairs, but we don't know what's going on.
Just come here. There's two fatalities.
I heard her scream and she ran downstairs because she saw someone.
That's also a good point right there. I'm sorry I didn't read that. Also, no one brought up this Ola with the environment right now. Yep. Hispanics are under fire to speak. Yep. Okay, so let's go back to this. I will keep following that case though, for sure.
But I'm pretty sure someone's here, and she screamed, ran downstairs, and I called for her name, but I jumped up and locked my door because I was so scared. And then I heard someone in the bathroom, and I heard her crying, and I heard some guy say that you're gonna be okay, I'm gonna help you. And I kept calling her name, but she wasn't.
This whole thing is kind of interesting right here, what she says. Now I don't know if she was just mistaken or if she maybe heard the wrong voice, but hold on a second, because she's saying that she heard Kaylee in the bathroom, right? Is that what she said? Hold on.
I was so scared. And then I heard someone in the bathroom, and I heard her crying, and I heard some guy say that you're gonna be okay, I'm gonna help you. And I kept calling her name, but she wasn't answering. And then I opened the door for a second, and I saw this guy. He was not insanely tall, but he was wearing all black and like mask, which is covering his forehead and his mouth.
Well, good then we've got a quadruple homicide.
It's also kind of strange how they didn't cordon off this street. There were just people driving up and down this road here. It's weird. I do want to thank everybody for being here tonight. You guys are all awesome. Wouldn't be the same without you guys. You guys are great. Thank you for all your support. Really appreciate it.
Where's she at? Yep. Where's she at? Where's she at?
Now, don't forget, this is, I believe this is the middle of November in Moscow, Idaho. I mean, it doesn't look terribly cold out here, but this is like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock or so, I think. This girl here is wearing shorts, so I'm assuming it's absolutely freaking freezing out here.
Yes.
Where at? Up here? Up here. Up here. You got it all from that. That's and I checked this user's real, and I didn't check him yet, but I'm 13.
There's a casino in Wisconsin. Holy cow! All right. I'm pretty sure you could probably throw a rock and hit Shibby's house from there.
Okay, get back. I don't know if they're still eating that. I grabbed the knife. 1370.
So they blocked up the stuff, except for the beer pong table. Right.
Okay, stay back there, please.
This is definitely a party house. There's no doubt about it. Okay, so I want to back this up a little bit because I'm pretty sure this is when they first saw one of the bodies. I think. Hold on a second here.
Okay, stay back there, please.
That's the beer pong table right there. Look at this place.
Slow down. Just come here. There's two. Looks like fatalities.
So I believe this is the second floor. Because at the bottom of the stairs is technically the first floor. And then you come up these stairs, this is the second floor. And then they go up that skinny flight of stairs, which is the third floor. Pretty sure that's what it is.
Dude.
You know what you do when you go to McDonald's? Go through the drive-through, and you know how they have the menu, the meal menu and stuff like that. And they'll usually say, "How can I help you?" And say, "Yeah, I'm going to take a heavy dose of diarrhea, massive stomach cramps, and a Coke." And they'll ask you if you want supersize, and say, "No, thanks."
All right.
I hope you're well, Dirty Diana. It's very good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Okay, so this is the first floor here, right? He's coming downstairs, first floor. We already found two of the victims, but I don't think they find the other two until a little later here. So
He's allowed to leave for now, okay? Just stay here for me, please. Do you know the... Okay. Here, can you guys go to the dumpster for me, please? Okay, let's clear it. Thanks for... Who's over here? Okay. I'll just start down here. Police department.
Police department. Moscow Police Department, if you're in here, announce yourself. Oh, you did do a live. I might not have gotten a notification on that. But then again, I really don't check. Demand a double cheeseburger. Absolutely. I can't do McDonald's anymore. Can't do any of those. If it's a Wendy's though, I'm stopping. Look at this place. Definitely a college place, no doubt.
Russell, please comment.
So that's a closet there. This is okay, so this is the infamous sliding door there. There's a kitchen. Did we ever find out where the DoorDash driver left the food? If he in the door, if she came in the door or not, I don't know. But that other cop is going upstairs to find the other victims, I think. And I don't hear the dog. Does anybody hear a dog? I don't hear a dog.
Clear here. Going up there. Please start it. We got another. Not opening part. Dude.
Mr. Steve is in here somewhere. He might have left. I don't know. Mr. Steve and Mrs. Steve, they're freaking awesome people. True Crime Web is an amazing platform, amazing people. Hopefully I can get down to Florida here soon. I'm in the beginning stages of starting to plan a road trip here. I do want to go to North Carolina first because I want to stop off at Andrews Bald and check out that trail that Trenny Gibson took. Good. I got to get down to see my mom in Florida, so I'm planning a trip down to Florida at some point here. It won't be in the summertime. It's going to probably be February or March, somewhere where I need some heat, and it's not up here. So maybe late February, early March, but beginning stages right now for sure. This is the bathroom here. So this is the bathroom. Hold on a second. Is this the bathroom?
We got another.
It's a bathroom there. I forget what floor they're on now. I think they're up at the top here. I'm not sure.
Dude. We're clear.
So I'm just assuming that the witness might have been wrong, or did Kaylee run back upstairs? Because you'll hear her when she gives her statement that she heard her run down the stairs, say somebody's here, and then something happened in the bathroom, I believe on the second floor. So I don't know. It's weird. Because they found two victims on the second floor, and I'm assuming they found the other two victims up on the third floor. That wouldn't make sense to the statement that she gives unless Kaylee ran back upstairs.
Let me just secure the outside first. So the front door. There's a back entry. I was going to start taping it all off. Brian's taping the outside off. Okay. Where's the other? There's two right here.
Okay, sorry for pausing this again.
Clear. Let me just secure the outside first. So the front door. There's a back entry. I was going to start taping it all off. Brian's taping the outside off. Okay. Where's the other? There's two right here.
Okay, so this is the very upstairs. So this is where the two girls were upstairs. That looks like a mini fridge right there. So that's the bathroom upstairs.
House was put it off. I already got it. I got in there. Shut it down in there.
So I'm just assuming that two of the victims were found up on the third floor and two of the other victims were found on the second floor. You can tell though that from, the initial drive up from that cop until the time they got in the house and finally found the two victims, that things started to get a little bit more, that's like the guys just snapped into a completely different mind frame for sure. I mean, this is Moscow, Idaho, so I'm assuming that a lot of these cops here at the scene here probably never seen anything like this in this small of a town here before, but I could be wrong.
Check with the prints.
This is that staircase. This kitchen here, the closet here. This is that really narrow staircase here. That's going up to the third floor. There's the stairs here. So Dylan's bedroom is going to be around here somewhere. Oh, I did want to check something out here with this sliding door. Hold on a second. I hate these windows too.
Check with the prints.
I don't see any. Normally with sliding doors, they usually have like a security thing here where you can, once the door is closed here, there's this bar that you can kind of put across here so that if somebody does try to get in, because these locks here on these doors are pretty much infamous for never locking, right? So they usually have, people use like wood here on the bottom to prevent somebody from just opening this. Usually they have this attachment here to the door frame here, and then it lowers down to stop. But I don't see that here at all. So these doors, I'm telling you, they're notorious for if you can lock them, you're doing something right. I don't see anything there. Do you see anything there? I don't see anything there at all. Usually there's a lever here on the inside that locks. You push it up or down and it locks the door and unlocks it, I think. It was right there. The lock is right there. There's the hook there. Right there. Carol's here. It's good to see Carol. Carol got grounded. It's always good to see Carol. All right, here we go. We have a slider here and I hate it. I can't stand it. But this is New England. They use a lot of pine here. So pine warps during the different season changes here. So sometimes the door opens really good, sometimes it doesn't. And you have to use the lockers. But I hate sliding glass doors. I never liked them. This staircase this house is so weird. They put a closet here. Just look at how narrow the staircase is. So weird. That's probably why if she was like coming down the stairs here trying to escape and he was coming up the stairs, there's no way around. He's not getting out of here.
There's nothing else out there. Do you want me to go back there and start IDing people? Okay, I'm gonna start IDing all of them.
Okay, I promise to stop pausing this.
It's a
Oh, here they are right here. These are the other guys. Okay, I just noticed that. So there's no sound because they've deleted the sound out here. They must be talking about the crime scene here. This one guy just comes walking up. I mean, there's a whole bunch of people that just come walking up. There's cars that come up and down this road.
Oh, yeah, thank you. No, you're good. Hang in there, brother. There.
Who's this guy?
They tell you anything? They were dressed out like in the main room.
This is one of the.
Pretty much they were in the main room. I heard the dancing and laughing. Kaylee went upstairs and she screamed because someone's in the room and she ran downstairs.
Did you hear what she said? All right, so hold on a second.
They were dressed out like in the main room.
This is one of the.
Pretty much they were in the main room. I heard the dancing and laughing. Kaylee went upstairs and she screamed because someone's in the room and she ran downstairs. And I kept calling her name and she wouldn't answer. And I saw the
So she said Kaylee ran up the stairs. She went up the stairs and she said, somebody's here. And then she came running back down the stairs. I'm pretty sure that's what she said. So did Kaylee go back up the stairs? Did he drag her back up the stairs? That's so weird.
Can you come here with me, please?
And call them Canucks for no reason. Look at these people are freezing. There's no pants, nothing.
Break Fire 3170. Could you guys grab some blankets for all these people out here?
Oh, okay.
Nope. Just come over here with me, please.
I know one thing. This dumpster's full, man. They ain't getting anything else in there.
Okay. Just give me 1 second, please. I'm gonna get your name and information. Just 1 second. We'll get you a blanket and stuff, all right? Thanks, guys. Yeah, that'd be good for now, and then maybe the big one.
Yeah, she said that she's gonna say it again too when he interviews her. The cop interviews her, Dylan. But she says that Kaylee, they were all in the living room, and then they went to go to bed. Kaylee went upstairs, and then she came running downstairs. She went up the stairs. Hold on. She went up the stairs and said, "Somebody's here." She screamed, said, "Somebody's here," and then she came back downstairs. So, and she said that she was the one that was in the bathroom. Kaylee was the one that was in the bathroom. So I don't know if she's wrong with that, or if she's saying that that was Kaylee and not Xana, or I don't know.
Actually, you guys probably just hang on to these whenever. Does that ambulance on its way? No, they guess it does. Okay. We would like a blanket right now. It's temporary. Would anybody like one for your feet to stand on? Okay. I'll let you. Thanks, man. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, if that ambulance shows up, that'd be great.
These are
Grab some blankets.
So these are fire guys here, EMTs and stuff. I think this guy here is Ethan's brother. Not sure.
Yeah, 1 second, man. Let me just grab all your guys' info.
If I'm going to do dressing, it's either going to be blue cheese dressing or French. But if I'm cooking chicken, it's going to be creamy Italian.
They're warmer. Okay. I know she was barefoot, so I was hoping to get something for her, but thank you very much. Thanks, boss.
What? Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. She's standing on the blanket. Okay.
Okay, what's your last name? And your first name? And your middle name? What's a good phone number to reach out? Okay, and is this your address?
Yes.
What's that address?
1122 King Road.
I love French dressing. I think that's basically the only thing French that got handed down to me is the French dressing.
Is your driver's license right?
Yes.
Okay. How much have you seen in that?
No, I don't really know. I just saw my friend when I called because we were so scared. We're like, can you please come help us? And that's all I saw. He told us not to go in. That man right there. That helped show you.
They did go in there.
Yeah, and that's when he told us he needed to call the cops. And yeah, we did.
you mind just waiting over there for me, please?
Oh.
Okay. When now I overheard you talking about last night.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't have to, the more we know right now, the better. We start this process.
Yeah.
Somebody will probably be revisiting this interview with you.
Yeah.
Very soon. Again. Okay. So just you're probably gonna have to retell the story quite a
That's
bit.
fine.
All right. What do you remember seeing? What started?
I remember I was in my room and I was trying to go to bed and I heard Kaylee, who ex-girlfriend, who has a dog in her.
Real fast. Which one is your room?
Kaylee.
Which one is your room?
Oh.
What room are you in? You were in that room?
My room, not Xana's room. My room.
And your room is this one right here?
Next to stairs. That one is Xana's room.
Second floor room.
Second floor.
Okay.
All I heard was I heard go upstairs. Like, okay, I'm gonna go to.
Steve's taking off. Have a good night, buddy. It's always good to see True Crime Weapon here. Have a good week. Steve's awesome. Steve is amazing. It's always good. I can't believe he's in my chat. That's awesome. Gretchen's back.
Sleep now.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden I heard her walking up. I heard her scream, and she ran downstairs because she saw someone. That's what I'm pretty sure she said. Someone's here, and she screamed and just ran downstairs. And I called for her name, but I jumped up and locked my door because I was so scared. And then I heard someone in the bathroom, and I heard her crying, and I heard some guy say that you're gonna be okay. I'm gonna help you. And I kept calling her name.
So she's saying that she heard. Hold on, I gotta play this again.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden I heard her walking up. I heard her scream, and she ran upstairs because she saw someone. That's what I'm pretty sure she said. Someone's here, and she screamed and just ran downstairs. And I called for her name, but I jumped up and locked my door because I was so scared. And then I heard someone in the bathroom, and I heard her crying, and I heard some guy say that you're gonna be okay. I'm gonna help you. And I kept calling her name, but she.
So she says she heard her in the bathroom crying, and she heard some other person say something like, "Don't worry, I'm going to help you." So I'm assuming that she's wrong, and that whoever she heard in the bathroom was the other girl that was downstairs with Ethan. I think it was Xana, right? Xana. Unless she's right, and that was Kaylee in the bathroom. That's just kind of strange. Because I thought that I don't know, it's so weird.
He wasn't answering, and then I opened the door for a second, and I saw this guy, and he was not insanely tall, but he was wearing all black and like this mask that was just covering his forehead and his mouth. And I locked the door, and I called, and I didn't know what to do.
This is at 4.
Yes. Okay. And so then I just ran down.
You left here.
Yeah, I left my room down to. She's that one with the white blinds at the very bottom.
Okay.
I ran down there and we talked, and we just locked the door. We didn't think anything of it. We're like, nothing happens in Moscow, so we just like tried to go to bed. And then we woke up.
And then she went downstairs to was it Brittany's room, and she must have stayed down there for the rest of the morning. So because I thought it was Xana that was crying, and the person said to Xana, "Don't worry, I'm going to help you," something like that.
It was weird because none of our roommates were up, and we called all of them. They were not waking up, and so me and like, this is weird. So I called, and come over, and then that's when all this happened.
Who all lives here with you?
Me, that woman right there.
Okay. Who's Xana?
Hannah is the girl in there.
Is the girl
Yeah.
this one?
Yeah.
Okay. How do you spell her name?
Xana.
Do you know if she has a middle name?
Alexis, I think.
The only thing I do know too is that this girl here, I'm pretty sure this is Dylan. She is like on adrenaline right now. She is just completely freaked out.
Do you know what her last name is?
Kernodle. K. I don't know how to spell it really. K. You know? R-N-O-D-L.
K-A-E-R.
K-E-R.
K-E-R.
N-O.
That's exactly what I'm saying. I just can't understand how Kaylee would have run downstairs yet winds up back upstairs to be killed in the bed. I kind of think it was Xana that. Yeah, it's a strange thing because you would think since Dylan's friends with all four of these people, right? Actually, all three of these people. So she knows what Brittany sounds like. She knows what Kaylee sounds like. She knows Xana sounds like. So it's just strange how she said that. That she heard Kaylee scream. She said somebody's here, and then she runs back downstairs, and then she hears her in the bathroom crying. Because I was under the assumption that was Xana too, but she may have been wrong. Yeah, that's what she's saying. She's saying it was Kaylee that was in the second floor bathroom. But we all know how sound travels, so that might have been her running back upstairs. I don't know, and then maybe, maybe the sound traveled that much that was the upstairs bathroom, but I don't know.
N-O-D-L-E? Okay. X-A-N-A. Okay.
Ethan, who's in there, he doesn't actually live here, but he's here like almost all the time.
There's a male that lives here, and
He doesn't actually live here. He's in the room with Xana.
he's in there right now.
But he doesn't live here, but he's here a lot.
I do know one thing. When they first came out with this whole thing, I think it was the coroner. Was it the coroner that said that they were all sleeping? We all know now that that's bullshit. They weren't all sleeping. In fact, I don't think anybody was sleeping. It was said that they were attacked while they were sleeping, and that's just not the case.
Then there's Maddie, Mogan, and Kaylee up top. I don't know where they're at though.
Maddie
Mogan. Maddie Mogan and
Maddie
Kaylee.
Mogan.
Yeah.
And who?
Kaylee Gonzalez. She's the girl that I was talking about, Kaylee, who I just heard her go upstairs and run back downstairs.
Okay. And the guy that lives here, his name was what? Or he's usually
Ethan.
Ethan. And you knew he was here this morning?
No, I didn't know. I had no idea he was here.
Okay. All right, describe the guy that you saw.
I don't think he was a little bit taller than me. And I couldn't really see much of him, but I'm almost positive he was wearing a full black outfit. And
So she's tall. Dylan's tall. Dylan's about 5'10". So when she says about an inch or two or whatever taller than her, that means that the guy was probably around 5'11", 6 feet.
he had this mask that was just over his forehead and over his mouth, and he didn't say anything to me, like, at all. I just shut the door and locked it, because I didn't know what to do. And I think he went out, like, the side door, the sliding door in the kitchen that goes out to the backyard.
Okay.
And then I didn't know anything else, so I called, and I was like, I just need to come downstairs and find you, because I don't know where anyone else is. And I called Maddie, I called Dana, I called Kaylee, no one would answer.
Okay. All right. For Xana, do you know how old she is?
She's 20.
Is she in a sorority house?
Yeah, not anymore.
Okay. She's a student at U of I?
Yes.
Do you have any contact information for her parents?
No,
It's okay. Well,
Okay.
we can
I just
get that
remember
eventually.
her dad's name.
And then Ethan. E-E-T-H-A-N.
And Chapin, CHAPIN.
Hey, what's this? She's saying this morning around 4. There's a guy, black mask, was in there. She didn't recognize him. She heard girls screaming upstairs. She got scared, locked herself in the room, and then the screaming all stopped. She's pretty sure that this.
And I'm pretty sure Dylan is sober.
Masked person went out the back. And right now I'm getting all victim information. She knows the other 2 girls are up there. I haven't told her who's deceased or anything like that. They have 4 people that are unaccounted for.
See, I'm pretty sure none of these people standing outside, except for maybe the guy that went in, the kid that went in, know if these people are alive or not.
Whose dog? Who owns a dog? Okay.
Tyson's on his way, and
Since she knows a bunch of the people who are living here, I'm getting all their names, and then I'll finish collecting all their information. Okay. How old is Ethan?
I apologize. There's a door downstairs next to the bathroom that's got a padlock on or a lock on it. You guys?
We don't know.
Okay. Who has access to that room? Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not something you guys normally do?
No, we have no idea what it is.
Thank you guys.
Okay. So Ethan, how old is Ethan?
I believe he just turned 20.
20. And it's Chapin, CHAPIN?
Yes, I believe.
Okay. Do you happen to know either of their date of birth?
No, I know Sienna's date of birth.
Okay. No worries. And Ethan's also a U of I student?
Yes, he is.
And you don't see him here now? You see, but pretty sure you
Okay, so the way this house is, we can see this right here, right? This is the first floor, and Brittany lives down here on this first floor. I think it's over here somewhere. This is the second floor, and this is where Dylan's room is here. And then you go up these horrible stairs to the third floor, and this is where Kaylee and Maddie live. I don't think one of them wasn't here at the time. One of them was just returning. I think she had I'm pretty sure she wasn't living there at the time. She had come back. But that's how this house is laid out, right? So if Kaylee runs up the stairs here, or goes up the stairs, it says somebody's here and then runs down, that would leave Maddie up here, Kaylee down here, and then Xana and Ethan over in one of these bedrooms here. Right?
in that room.
I think so. I think it's what told me. I don't know for sure.
All right. And the 2 additional roommates that aren't here right now,
They're not.
that aren't here with you, what are their names?
Maddie Mogan, MADDIE MGEN. And then Kaylee, KA.
It's West Side Crime Show. Good to see you. Long time. Good to see you. Absolutely. Awesome to see you here. I haven't seen John Paul here. John Paul did a song called Owl on a Prowl. It's absolutely amazing. I was hoping he'd be here tonight. Thank him for that. Good to see West Side Crime Show for sure.
AYLEE Gonclaves GONCLAVES. I think that's how you spell it.
Well, is this the house? This must be the house where they got sound from, right? Or is it this house? It must have been this house here.
How old is Maddie?
21. Or 21 or 22. I can't remember. They're both over 21, but I don't know exactly.
I think so. How old is Kaylee?
Over 21. I believe she's 21 or 22. Sorry, I don't remember.
That's okay. You're doing great. You know,
Thanks.
I'm asking a lot of you, so
Sorry,
I appreciate you.
I'll say anything.
You're doing very well.
Do you know if the other two girls are upstairs or not?
Right now, what we got to do is we got to process the whole thing.
That makes sense.
See, she doesn't know. I mean, anything really. She doesn't know if they're alive or not.
I don't know what is permitted to tell you
That's fine.
right now.
That's
Okay.
fine. I understand.
Okay, let's go back. I just want to make sure we're getting everything. So you're sure at about 4 this morning?
Yes, it was 4:10.
You first noticed a guy.
Well, I first noticed Kaylee go upstairs and scream and run downstairs.
So 4 this morning.
See, she reiterated it too because she just said it again. Kaylee ran up the stairs. It's just so weird how she insists upon it being Kaylee. But you know, it's pretty much she's got shock and whatever. So she may be. I don't know.
Went upstairs
Yeah.
to the way top.
Yes, to her room with Murphy the dog.
Okay,
And then, sorry, I don't remember.
it's okay. You're doing great. You know, okay. I'm asking a lot of you, so
Sorry,
I appreciate you.
I'll say anything.
You're doing very well.
Do you know if the other two girls are upstairs or not?
Right now, what we got to do is we got to process this
Okay,
one.
that makes sense.
I don't know what I'd be permitted to tell you.
She just said, "Do you know if the other two girls are upstairs?" Assuming that she heard Xana because it's confusing, but I mean, it doesn't make a difference. But I'm pretty sure she heard Xana and not Kaylee.
Right now,
That's
okay.
fine. I understand.
Okay, let's go back. I just want to make sure we're getting everything. So you're sure at about 4 this morning?
Yes, it was 4:10.
You first noticed a guy.
Well, I first noticed Kaylee go upstairs and scream and run downstairs.
So 4 this morning, went upstairs.
Yeah.
We're getting everything. So you're sure at about 4 this morning?
Yes, it was 4:10.
You first noticed a guy.
Well, I first noticed Kaylee go upstairs and scream and run downstairs.
So 4 this morning, went upstairs
Yeah.
to the way top.
Yes.
I think she's saying noticed because he confused by saying the first thing you saw was the guy, and she said, "No, I noticed hearing." She probably just forgot to mention hearing. But sound travels bizarrely, and so especially this house right here. This house is weird. So I'm assuming, you know, she might have thought she heard Kaylee, but I'm assuming she heard Xana.
To her room with Murphy the dog.
Okay.
And then
And you heard Kaylee scream.
I heard her scream and run as fast as she could downstairs, and she said, "Someone's here."
She ran downstairs.
Yes, I could hear. You can hear everything pretty much. I heard her run downstairs really fast, and then I heard Murphy barking a lot.
Okay.
And then
Where's the dog? Do you hear a dog bark? I don't hear. Did the dog? Did the dog get outside? Is that what happened? I don't know. The dog's not in the house. The dog would be barking and screaming right now.
I heard her going to the I think it was the bathroom, and I remember her sobbing, and I just remember hearing this guy's voice that I didn't recognize saying, "You're gonna be okay, I'm gonna help you," but it wasn't like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it wasn't in like a nice way, it was like a weird way, like a weird tone.
You're gonna be okay. I'm gonna help you.
Yeah.
And you didn't hear anything from Kaylee anymore at that
No,
point?
after that I didn't hear anything. So then I kept calling for her name. I called Xana, Maddie, and Kaylee. None of them answered. So then I opened up the door to look, and that's when I saw the guy pass by. He looked at me, but he didn't come towards me or say anything, which was really confusing to me. I don't understand that. And I'm pretty sure he went out the side door. And then I called and said she thought maybe there was a fire or like a firework.
Thank you, West Side Crime Show. Roid withdrawal. Yes, we love Heather here. We got, I believe we got Heather's GoFundMe scrolling across the bottom here. Not feeling all that well, so always good to see Heather here. She's amazing, amazing person.
Work. We didn't know we heard this. She heard this loud noise and there was a light. I guess.
Did you hear like a pop, like a bang?
I don't know. Did you hear it bang?
It's what she heard.
Okay.
That's what she heard.
Okay. Never mind. You stay there. I didn't hear that.
This guy right here drives up and down the road like 3 or 4 different times. It's so weird. They didn't block the street off. It's just so bizarre. This could be the killer right here.
Hey, where are you going right now?
I'm just going to pick up my phone.
Okay. Where's your friend live? Left, please.
Yeah, I can roll.
This is so weird. These people are huddled in these blankets right here. They look. I shouldn't be laughing. This is not funny, but they look like ghosts. Always.
Okay.
I don't think I ever heard a bang. I didn't think anything about fire or fireworks.
Pertinent's here. Good to see Pertinent. Hey, Pertinent. Good to see you. Glad you're here. Right, let's go back to here.
Or
And so I
gunshot.
told her I don't think I heard anything of that, but I also was kind of in and out of it. I was scared and I was really tired. And that's when I called and I told her, I need to come to your room because she was the only one that was answering me. So I just ran down there, and for a second I stopped and I saw Xana passed out, and I thought maybe she was just like sleeping or something. I didn't think
So that was Xana, right? So yeah.
anything because I was so out of it. And I went into the room and we just fell asleep. And then we woke up this morning and no one was waking up at all. Like no one was answering, which was really weird because all of us wake up around like 9 or 10. And then I called
I wonder if Xana was alive enough to crawl out of the bathroom. Probably. That's awful.
to come check. And first, and I told him what happened. And then he looked in the room and he said, "You need to get out and call the cops."
Grandma Sherry's here. It's good to see Grandma Sherry. Where are you? I haven't seen Gail either for a while. I hope she's okay. Yeah, it's good to see you, Pertinent. Good to see Grandma Sherry in here. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for coming in. It looks like San Francisco for sure. I don't know why they ain't got these cars just driving in and out of here like this. Is weird.
Okay. The guy that you saw, and it was dark, right? Or were there lights on?
I think there were lights on in the house.
Okay.
I don't really know what he looked like because he had a mask, but he wasn't like super tall.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'10". I think it was maybe my height and two higher or lower. I can't really remember.
So about 6 foot.
I think so. Around there.
Okay. How was he built? Fat, skinny, stocky?
More like skinny, but like basketball player kind of skinny. Like not too skinny, but like almost fit skinny in a way.
I mean, she is freaking out. She can't even keep. I don't blame her. I mean, she can't even really keep her hands still. It's so, you gotta. She's going through a lot right now.
That's what I think. I don't know for sure.
And the voice, he said, when he said those words, you didn't recognize that voice before.
I didn't recognize him or his voice. I mean, I also couldn't see him, but I didn't recognize that voice at all.
We love having Grandma Sherry here for sure. Hope you're well. Hope everybody's well. Just the greatest chat ever. And only because Shibby's here. The Canadian contingent is here. I gotta go to Canada. I gotta go to Montreal. I haven't been to Montreal in, 20 years or so, but I gotta get back up there.
Mind that could be.
Did you guys have a party last night too? Or?
Not tonight, but there was and we had like a formal thing beforehand. That was 2 days ago.
Yeah, you could tell. Like the first thing I caught on when I first saw this is when the first initial cops arrive, they go into the house, expecting a certain thing, and then when they find the victims, that's when everything just kind of kicks in, and then they have a completely different attitude after that.
Okay. Is there anything that popped out about that event that was concerning?
No, I mean, I went to Ethan. This is my friend Sienna and who are dating, and Sienna went there. I was there for a bit, and then I went to my friend's house down the street, and then I came back home with my friend. Everything was fine. Nothing weird at all. Nothing suspicious until 4 a.m.
Okay. All right. I don't think I have any more questions for you right now.
Okay.
There's always a white car, and there's always a guy with a chainsaw. You're always going to hear that.
Somebody else will.
Okay. Sounds good.
So let's grab that. Let's go back over there.
Okay.
All right. Who else lives here? Can I get your last name, please?
Yeah, they handed out those. This cop that's talking now handed out these blankets. That was pretty smart.
Okay. Hey.
It's his brother's walking up this way.
Okay. You mind hanging out here, please?
So this is the brother. This guy right here is the brother of. I'm pretty sure this guy here is the brother of Ethan. There's that car again.
You said. Okay. Can you spell that for me? Do you have a middle name? What's your date of birth? What's a good number to reach you at? And then is your driver's license through?
I'm pretty sure that Dylan and Brittany's in here too. I think the other roommate. They're probably so high on adrenaline right now. The cold isn't really. You get like that, like adrenaline rush. You don't really feel a lot of stuff. And it doesn't look terribly cold out. Looks can be deceiving, but it's probably. I don't know. I'd say maybe 40 degrees out.
What state? What state is your driver's license through? Do you have a room that's assigned to you here? When you go in?
No one else lives with me.
Were you here last night? Okay. Is it okay if you walk over to my car with me and we can talk over there? Okay. I'll tell you the same thing I told her is you guys are probably going to be talking to a lot of people. retelling the same story. So
Am I still allowed to do homestead?
we can't hold you forever. Okay. So we'll cross that bridge when it gets there, and the detectives will work with you guys to get a hold of you however we best can. Okay. So you worked here last night. What time frame were you here?
Have a good night, Dino. Have a good week. It's always good to have you here. Dino's amazing. Dino's always been one of the first people here. Always good to see Dino. Have a good week. Stay safe, buddy. In Arkansas, we were in shorts at 50. Yeah. The cold is, when I was younger, yeah, I'd probably be in shorts too, but nowadays, no.
Through now. Were you here the whole time?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. What did you get here last night?
Dino's awesome. Dino's a great guy.
Can I check?
Yeah. While you do that, I'll turn off my lights here. I'll be right back.
This is too funny. He just forgot this guy was sitting in his car.
I forgot you were here, man. Do you still want to hang out here?
I just want to know what's going on.
Yeah. I don't know how much I'm allowed to disclose right now. We're processing what's going on in the scene.
Did I say Arkansas? Alaska, sorry.
As soon as we know for sure, we can tell you guys what's going on. We absolutely will. I know it sucks to be in the dark with this, but okay. And what's your relationship again? Okay. Yeah, man. As soon as I know we're able to fill you in on what's going on, we'll let you know. Okay. Like I said, you're welcome to get out at any point. If you want to hang out in here, you can because it's warm. If not, if you want to hang out with them, you're gonna hang out outside too. Okay. Tell you what, I'll just crack the door. I'll try to not lock it on you. So maybe water. We can start. Yeah, we can see if somebody can bring some of that stuff by. Okay. Okay, sorry about that. All right, so what time were you here last night?
About like 1:24 or something in the morning.
Today?
Yeah.
1:24 you got here? Okay, what was going on at about 1:24?
And our friend watching Vampire Diaries on the couch.
You and... Okay. Watching Vampire Diaries.
Hey, Amy G, good to see you. Amy G is here. Amy G has a great channel. I missed your live the other day. Sorry about that. What was I just going to say? I was just going to say something. I'm surprised they didn't cordon off the street. This is so weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
You...
And then
Amy G is awesome. She does amazing work. Great channel. Dirty Diana does too. We need Tracy to get a channel too at some point. Paula Fitzhenry's in here. Great channel. Feel free to throw your channels here in the chat.
I'm sitting over there. Just
Oh, okay. All female.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so you guys watching Vampire Diaries out in this main? This
They
second
were
level?
watching Vampire Diaries. Can you imagine that? He stopped at one and asked where he was going, and I know they stopped Jack at the end of the street. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they got the situation under control, but it's strange to see so many cars moving in and out of here. But it is, good morning here. So, but I would have thought they would have stopped some of the traffic flow going in and out of here. But they do have a cop down here, and I'm pretty sure they might have a cop at the end here. Who knows?
And then for how long?
I don't know. And then Maddie and Caleb came home from the club. And then we all hung out in Caleb's room for a little.
So Maddie and Kaylee.
So they all hung out in Maddie's room for a while. So that's what she just said.
We're at the club.
Yeah.
You know how long they were there? Probably till closing at least.
I don't know. They went to drug truck afterwards.
Drug truck. Okay. And then they came home at about what time? It's okay. You're doing great. So they did home at 2?
Yes.
How do you know that?
I just have a picture of Kelly's room with Murphy.
Okay. Then what happened after that?
And then me and Maddie about Murphy, and then
Murphy's the dog?
yeah,
Okay.
and then I went inside to go to bed, and she was still taking him out. And then I was in my bed, like about to go to sleep, and Maddie just said that she lost Murphy. Like she was like, and was wondering if he was with me, and I just said no, and then I went to bed.
What time do you think you fell asleep?
Maybe 2:30, 3.
Okay. What time did you wake up at all? Turn to?
I heard something like loud and Ruby like bark. And usually like she barks at things. And then I thought I saw like a
I wonder what that noise was that she's talking about. It sounded like a firecracker. I wonder if it was maybe she was asleep and it was a door slam. I don't know. It's weird.
firecrackers. I thought someone maybe was just drunk and then put a firecracker in the house. But I wasn't even really sure because I was kind of still asleep, so I wasn't sure if it was like real.
Okay. So I'm sorry, I had listened to a couple things.
You want a wrench, Sherry? That way you can, because if you have a wrench, you can throw your channel in here. To promote great channels for sure. I have no problem promoting channels here. So if you guys have channels or, yeah, there's always a chainsaw in the background. It's so weird. Okay. Give me 2 seconds. Thank you, Heather, for doing that.
At the time, loud. You thought you saw a firecracker because of a quick flash.
Yeah, through like my door, but I was like still having, so I don't know if it was like real or
What
not.
is
I
it?
thought it was maybe true.
Okay. And then, did you ever like pick up your phone to see what time it was? Or?
Oh, maybe I might have called her and asked her what was happening because sometimes we hear things and I'll call her and be like, oh, what was happening? She's just sleeping.
Okay.
You guys recognize all these vehicles?
All right. So just let me know if that worked, Grandma.
Yeah. I tried to call Maddie and Ethan and Jana and them at like 4:20.
So you called at what time?
4:30.
This is just so awful. It's just such a horrible, you know, set of circumstances with this whole thing. I remember when this story broke, and seems like forever ago now. It just does, but this was so awful, just awful, awful, awful. Just you can't imagine this. You just can't.
And 4:22. And then 4:21. And then Ethan at 4:22.
You're welcome, Grandma Sherry. Now you can throw your channel in here. Amy G's got a great channel too. I can't emphasize that enough. There goes Murphy. Where's Murphy?
And then Kaylee at 4:31. I thought they were close.
4:31.
Yeah.
So no answer. You go to sleep.
Yeah, I just kind of fell asleep again. I was like half awake.
Okay. And then what throughout your day did you got up at what time today?
I like woke up. My jaw was really bad. I took some Advil at like 6 or 7, and then I just went back to bed. So I figured no one would be up anyways. And like, I didn't wake up until we called you guys.
Okay.
Really, I didn't see that. So he was in the house. That's weird how he wasn't barking. That's strange.
Moscow 70. Can I get the time this call was generated? Copy. Thank you.
All right, I got to get out of this for now because I got. I just wanted to play most of this here. It's just such a sad thing. It's just I believe the families are suing the town of Moscow to not release the the footage, the gruesome footage. So yeah, I'm pretty sure he was hiding under a desk chair, right? Dylan said she heard Murphy barking. Yeah, but it's strange how they weren't barking when the cops went in there. At least I didn't hear them barking anyway. He might have been. All right, so I do want to do the missing persons case of the week here. Hold on a second. So this is we're going to go over the missing persons case of the week. This is the missing person, Keith Mann here. Missing series looks at the disappearance of Keith Mann, who was 20 years old when he vanished in Wichita Falls, Texas, in May of 1977, with no leads in the case for decades. A new twist was revealed as a detective suspects foul play was involved. So this is Marnie Hughes again, speaking with the man's parents about what could be their final chance to learn what happened to their son. Anyone with information about Keith Mann is asked to contact the Wichita Falls Police Department. So we'll do this here because we always do, well, we don't always do, but we usually do the missing person case of the week. And this is Keith Mann here.
I'm Marnie Hughes, and this is Missing. Thank you for joining us. Each week, we cover a missing person case that isn't getting much attention. Every missing person matters, no matter their race, background, or circumstances. By highlighting these cases and sharing their stories, we believe every case is solvable. And together, we can bring answers to the family and friends of the missing. This week's featured case takes us to Wichita Falls, Texas, and the disappearance of Keith Mann. Keith was 20 years old when he vanished in May of 1997. His dad and stepmom, even investigators, frozen in time, thinking back to the last day Keith was seen.
He spent the day at work, and then he went out with friends that night. And him and his friends kind of went out and grabbed some burgers at a fast food restaurant, and then they stopped by a gas station. And
Does anybody know anything about this case? I think I did a missing person case on this guy a few years ago. I'm not sure. It sounds familiar.
One of his friends was also a coworker from the dealership, and they had a vehicle, and they went riding around in that vehicle until they took Keith to his apartment.
Coming up, a mysterious meeting, finding Keith's car, and possible sightings throughout the years. Keith's parents will be joining us to talk more about the case and how you can help. First, several other missing cases that we are following. Police in San Bernardino County, California, are searching for a baby missing since August 14th. This is Emmanuel Haro, 7 months old. His mom had initially told investigators that she was attacked and that the baby had been kidnapped. Investigators now say there are inconsistencies in the mom's story. We've also learned Emmanuel's father, Jake, has a felony conviction for child cruelty in 2018. Police say the parents have been less than cooperative, and authorities have since taken their 2-year-old son into custody and searched their home with dogs. Still, the parents are pleading with the public to help find Emmanuel. An attorney representing the dad on another case says he disputes the claims that the father is not working with police. Anyone with information is asked to call 911. Anonymous tips can also be submitted to WeTip.com or 1-800-78-CRIME. A tragic update in the search for Kylie Montero from Rehoboth, Massachusetts. Police confirming a body was found on the property of Kylie's boyfriend. The Bristol County District Attorney says the remains found at Gregory Groom's house are consistent with those of Kylie. Today, her boyfriend will be in court.
Yeah, I'll be doing that one next. Rehoboth. Remember, we went last week. We went over this Rehoboth case, and unfortunately, in fact, I did a post on that. And they arrested the scumbag who they think did it. Yeah, the Emmanuel case, I did that earlier in the live here. Just sucky, very sucky.
He'll be charged with murder and aggravated assault on a pregnant person. According to her friends and family, she was 11 weeks pregnant, and police confirming that as well. The night before Kylie vanished, her sister said she had gotten into an argument with her boyfriend and had expressed fear for her safety. Now to this week's featured case, the disappearance of Keith Mann. Missing since 1997, Keith is from Wichita Falls, Texas. He had just started a new job and was engaged when he mysteriously vanished.
Oh, there's a lot of questions I have. There's a lot of questions I want to answer. I want to, know some things, and it's just very tough. I'm not going to give up until I find him, one way or the other.
Greg and Deborah Mann have been looking for their son Keith for 28 years.
He was about 2 years.
Okay, so hold on 1 second here. Oops, hold on a second. So this is from the Missing Man Project here. Keith was out with friends the night of May 10th, 1997, and he was dropped off at his residence, the Fountain Gate Apartments in Wichita Falls, Texas. He was last seen walking up the stairs to his apartment around 11:45 p.m. Earlier in the evening, Keith had indicated that he was meeting someone at 12:15 a.m. in the morning, and that person has not come forward with any further information. Keith was working as a car salesman for Ron Roberts Ford at the time of his disappearance, was scheduled to deliver a car he had recently sold. He was expecting to receive 2 paychecks on Monday, May 12th. He was driving a dealership-owned car, red 1996 Ford Mustang, during the weekend. The Mustang, that's a nice car. The Mustang was later found abandoned. Yeah, I think I did, hold on a second, near his family's home in the 4300 block of McNeil Avenue, also in Wichita Falls, Texas. The trunk of the car was left partially open for reasons unknown. All personal belongings were left behind, including money in his savings account and unclaimed paychecks. Foul play is suspected. So he's date of birth February 1977, male, Caucasian, 5'6", 160 pounds, blue eyes, light brown hair, tattoos, none at the time, small scar on nose, May 10th. And that's basically from this here. So let's go back to, I might do a part 2 on this here because I'm pretty sure I did, a second here. See here. All right.
Years old when we married back in 1980, and
Wow, what a cute kid that was. Hold on a second here.
Been looking for their son Keith for 28 years.
he was about 2 years old when we married
Oh.
back in 1980, and he was just a sweet little
It's almost like Gerber baby there. That's a cute kid.
boy that, just typical, loved to play ball, any kind of ball, sports.
Keith had his whole life ahead of him. In May of 1997, just 20 years old, he had a new job at an auto dealership, a fiance, Carrie, and plans for a future. May 10th, 1997 was a pleasant Saturday in Wichita Falls, Texas.
He worked a full shift. He sold 2 cars that day. He was even scheduled to deliver one of those vehicles on Monday. So had a commission check coming to him. He spent the day at work, and then he went out with friends that night. And him and his friends kind of went out and grabbed some burgers at a fast food restaurant, and then they stopped by a gas station. And one of his friends was also a coworker from the dealership, and they had a
Yeah, I'm definitely suspect of the father in that case for sure.
vehicle, and they went riding around in that vehicle until they took Keith to his apartment.
Keith's friends say they dropped him off at his new place at the Fountain Gate Apartments.
They went out that night and they dropped him off. Saw him when he dropped him off, they saw him walk up half flight of stairs and left. They never saw him go into the apartment.
Keith had told his friends that he had to get back home to meet someone.
He'd been dropped off by friends. He was supposedly meeting someone later on that evening. It was, late at night. But that was it. There was no activity on his checking account. There was no run on any kind of credit cards. This literally vanished.
The next morning was Mother's Day. Keith and his fiancée, Carrie, had plans to visit Greg and Deborah to celebrate the day. Greg and Deborah noticed the loaner red Mustang Keith had been driving was parked next door. With no word from Keith, they checked out the car.
As you got up on the car, you could see the trunk was popped. So opened the lid to the trunk, and it was clean. There was nothing inside the trunk, but there was a panel that was pushed out on that left-hand side, like someone.
Did they mention the name of the person that he was engaged to? Did they say he was engaged?
Had got something out of there.
The hours ticked by, still no word from Keith. By Monday morning, Greg filed a missing persons report with police.
We always knew where he was going and where he was at. This is the only time, nothing, just like he fell off the face of the earth. It didn't take any clothes with him. He had checks coming to him at his workplace. I know my son, he'd won his money. Something happened to him.
A salesman from the dealership was called to pick up the car.
When he got there, he was telling people, he's like, well, I didn't have to adjust the seat this time. And usually when I get in the car after Keith, I always have to adjust the seat because, Keith was only like 5'7", and this guy is like, close to 6 foot.
Questions arose as to whether Keith had driven the car to that church parking lot. There were searches and investigations, but very little to go on. Police have continued the search.
I'm just wondering if the fiance or whoever he was engaged to had a jealous boyfriend or a jealous ex-boyfriend, or I mean, you hear about that stuff all the time.
Over the years, but the mystery remains.
On times past, there was always the hope held out that we would find Keith, that something had
Yes,
just
yeah, I haven't been able to get into that Adelson case. Fiance Carrie, no last name. Okay, thank you, Grandma Sherry. Said he was engaged, but didn't give a name. I don't know if there's any suspects. I'll probably be getting into the Adelson case. I'm going to try to fit that in at some point. There's just too many cases going on, right? It's sad. It's sick. Sicko sad.
occurred, maybe some kind of mental crisis that we were unaware of or undiagnosed, and that he just wandered off and we'd find him. But I think as I've worked on the case and reviewed the previous investigators' case work that they did,
It is a juggernaut. I mean, the Adelson case, there's so many parts, so many people, just horrible. Terrible. Donna Adelson.
we're to the point now that we do suspect that foul play was involved.
There have been sightings, someone who looked like Keith in Mexico, another at a homeless encampment, but they weren't Keith. The case still unsolved. Greg and Deborah sort through rumors.
Most of the rumors involve being buried under concrete.
Yeah.
So there's several locations that they're, have looked into, dug up one place and eliminated that one. But that just is the common theme around town.
Horrifying possibilities with no answers after 28 years.
I know they probably get tired of me calling, but that's my son, and I want to know where he's at. I've been looking for him since he disappeared. I look for him. He's my son. Yes, I can show that I'm okay and all that, but deep down.
Yeah, she's a winner. Donna's a winner. Did you see her? She got arrested and she was beside herself. Just terrible.
Down inside, I'm not. I want to know where my son is, and I want to know what happened to him.
Joining us now, Keith's dad, Greg, and his stepmom, Deborah Mann. Thank you both for being here. Greg, I want to start with you, and it breaks my heart. In that last couple of seconds, we see over the course of the 28 years, how many
Speaking about Brian Koberger, he's been complaining about the food and stuff in jail, and he wants to be transferred out of that jail because he's received SA threats and stuff like that. Man, you just what happens in prison stays in prison, bro. I mean,
times you both have spoken out trying to find Keith and what happened. Talk to me first, just about.
Yep, we love Dee Dee here. Hope Dee Dee's fine. I can't believe I didn't catch her live yesterday. It sucks.
About the emotional toll, the hole that him being gone has left in your heart.
Well, we've gone through a lot of emotions, still going through them, matter of fact. Have a lot of things going on besides Keith's case, and it seems like it's all just coming out and getting to me now.
This is a classic. Wow, prison sucks. BK, don't kill people, you pussy. That's so funny. I hope nothing but bad things happen to him, man. Just
I just find my son, and of course it's really nothing concrete to go on. We just keep talking to the police and doing different things and trying to find him, and still no luck on that.
Yeah, and like you said, it's just like he fell off the face of the earth with no.
these poor parents, the poor mother, it's just you can't, just wish you could help, you wish you could do something. Just awful, just terrible. Oh.
Trace. Let's
That's
talk
right.
about Keith for a moment. Deborah, I saw a picture of him playing baseball. Here looks like maybe a senior picture from high school. Tell us about Keith, and here's an age progression photo, what he enjoyed doing around that time in his life, what you all cherish memory-wise.
Right.
She's amazing. Dee Dee's amazing. It's Peggy O again. I don't know if they have any suspects or not. I think they do. Persons of interest, but I'd look into the fiance's background with boyfriends and stuff like that in this case here, but 1997 is a long time. It's always good to see Peggy O in here. She's got a great channel too. Dee Dee's, someone who's over 30 minutes late to their own live.
Yes, he played a lot of baseball starting in high school when he came to live with us full time. And Greg had played previously in his high school days. So that was something that they could do to bond and, have good times with. And we went to a lot of out of town baseball games and tournaments, and just our life in like those 4 or 5 years just revolved around baseball. And he was kind of shy, especially around girls, but he also had a funny side to him. He liked to crack jokes and make you smile or laugh, and he just wanted everything to be pleasant. He didn't like confrontation at all, and he would shy away from that. And he just, like I said, he was just not the life of the party. He wasn't, real outgoing, but like I said, he kind of had two sides: the shy, reserved, polite side to him, and then when he kind of cut loose, it was good to see him, being happy and trying to make us and his friends, happy with his jokes and things like that.
Greg, tell me about his engagement. I mean, he was, I'm sure, very excited to get married.
He was. Well, she was coming in. She was out of town for the weekend when we went to her graduation in Gainesville, Texas. And she was coming in, it would have been Sunday, I guess she was coming in. And she came in a little early, but he wasn't to be found. But you were asking me about the engagement. He was excited about getting engaged, and he was looking forward to it. They just got an apartment, furnished it, and just I guess get life going with him and her, and that didn't happen.
And that's what was kind of.
I wonder if they looked into her background. I'm not saying she's, the fiance is suspect, but you never know. Sometimes ex-boyfriends can really hold a key in some of these things. I've seen so many cases where the ex-boyfriend just doesn't want to let go and stuff like that. I don't know.
Kind of strange is that he seemed like his life was on track. Things were going well for him with the new job, the new apartment, getting engaged, and he just seemed like things were going well. And so for him to come up missing like that, we just.
Have a good day, Amy. It's good to see you here always. If you haven't checked out Amy G yet, go right ahead. She's amazing. She does awesome work. It's Ruckus. Ruckus is in here. Yeah, Amy G is awesome. Have a great week, Amy. There's Ruckus right there. Good to see Ruckus here. Good to see you, man.
We couldn't understand it, like what was going on.
You missed the legend was in here earlier. Mr. Steve was in here gracing us with his presence early. Then he went to bed. can't hang with the young guys anymore. Good to see Ruckus.
It leads you and police at this point to believe that something nefarious may have happened, that there was foul play. Where's the investigation now? Greg, I'll pose this question to you. Any updates, any new leads in the last few years?
We have a few, the police do. As far as where it's at now, there's nothing going on. I mean, someone needs to come forward and say something or do something. Something needs to happen. And that's what I'm praying for. I hope that something happens where somebody wants to talk. We need someone to talk about what happened that night. And I think that's the only way we're going to get it solved, without him being found or something like that. So
what
we're in
about
a tough
forensics
spot right now.
What about forensics on the car? I think it's notable, as you all shared, that the seat wasn't in a position that Keith would have been the driver, that may have been adjusted or someone else was driving. Did they fingerprint the car? Did they find anything?
Mr. Steve is, and I say Mr. Steve, but whenever I Mr. Steve, I mean Mr. and Mrs. Steve, because Mrs. Steve is just as much of a legend, probably even more of a legend than Mr. Steve, but I group them together because they're together. They're both probably the most amazing people on the planet. Mr. Steve is just class guy. He does a lot of work for a lot of people. He's never going to stop being a cop, that's for sure. But we're thankful for that, because he's trying to help a lot of people get answers. And Steve is great. Steve is an amazing person.
Thing on the car that was unusual?
Not at first, no. The dealership wanted the car back as quick as they could get it there. When the locksmith came out and keyed the car and took it back, they detailed that car out.
A national treasure, yeah, from Georgia.
So when the police looked at it, the car was already detailed. Now, a few years later, when a different group of investigators got involved, they went down and...
Whatever you do, don't go to a Waffle House without enough money to pay, because Steve will arrest your ass. He will literally, you'll find yourself in jail quick. Or don't complain about the coffee.
No, they did all that. So it wasn't done at first.
Okay. 1997, I'm guessing he didn't have a cell phone at that point.
Steve is currently known as True Crime Web. He's got a great, enormously great channel. Him and Mrs. Steve. I don't think they've done anything lately, though. I think he's busy. He's a retired detective. Just awesome. Does a lot of cold cases. I know he's been helping out, trying to help out Miss Barb in here. He's just great.
Point. What about his wallet? Any credit cards? Any trail?
The credit card that he had the night, let's see, we went to the graduation, was his fiance's credit card, FINA card. And that's the only one we know of. As far as being found or anything like that, no. As far as when he went out.
Tracy's awesome too. Quad axle Mimi. She pretty much knows everything there is to know about everything. So if you have a question, just ask Tracy. She'll probably know it.
Out, did he have that stuff? No. So I really don't know any of that.
All right. What other organizations, guys, have you worked with over the years? This age progression photo is certainly helpful if Keith is
looks a little like Peyton Manning in that picture right there.
Is still out there, what he may look like now. Have you involved a private investigator at any point? And who else have you worked with?
Yes, we did have a private investigator, local, that helped us the first year. did some interviewing and reported back to us. We had, like I said, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. The reason, even though he was older,
Ruckus is a good guy too. It's just, he's from Southie. What are you going to do? Can't change that now. You just can't do it. Thank you, Grandma Sherry, for putting that in there. He was in here earlier. Steve was in here earlier. He's awesome.
but there's a law that because if you go missing, I think it's before the age of 21, that they will help and do some things. So they actually did the age progression picture, which to us, it doesn't look like him because we think of him still as being 20. He hasn't grown up in our eyes or in our dreams or anything like that. So it's hard.
Poor mom, and dad. But I always feel bad for the mom because, it's tearing her up inside. She just wants to know where her son is. It's just absolutely terrible.
Hard to look at that picture and thinking that that's him, just because that's not how we thought he would turn out to look like. We've also, at one point, when Greg was talking about.
Yes, this is, hold on, I'll put it in the chat. Yes.
The investigators that looked at the car, they had found it a couple hours away from us. They were doing it was called Project Find Me. And this was like in 2001, 2000.
We love Miss Barb too. Miss Barb's an amazing person. She's, just trying to find answers. That's all, but I did put that in the chat. I'll probably do a follow-up on this one here. 1997, that's a long time.
And Keith's case was picked out of all the ones in Texas. I think there was only 20 that were picked that year. And they just did a whole full year of kind of like starting over, a cold case investigation. They re-interviewed everybody that they had, that the police, Wichita Falls police had reports on. And then they would ask them, well,
It's honestly the only reason why I'm here. This is such a terrible business to be in. True crime shit. I mean, it's sad. All of these cases, there's not a good happy one. It's just, there isn't. So you just try to get as much as you can out without, destroying the whole thing. But this is the reason why I do this crap, is because these poor people, they just need something.
Who else can we talk to? So then, they get other names. And so they went and talked to a lot of people. They looked at where he worked at and the employees. They looked at them pretty hard that year. And then most recently, we've had.
It's always somebody close, or I think it's 7 out of 10, like 7 times out of 10 times. It's always somebody really close to the investigation. Somebody who, that's why if it was me, I'd look into the fiance's background to see if she had any issues with boyfriends or something, or
an organization. It's called Solve the Case, and it's was started by a.
Thanks, Ruckus. You're awesome. Always good to see you, buddy. Stay safe, man. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. It's always good to see Ruckus in here, for sure.
A detective out of Plano, Texas, that had some ties to Wichita Falls. He had went to school here, went to the same high school, graduated the year Keith came up missing. So
I'm going to get on the road here soon. I've been threatening people with that for the last year or so, but I am just got to get some stuff going. I want to get up to J-Main. I want to get down to North Carolina. I want to go do a whole bunch of stuff, but pretty soon, very soon.
to him, he kind of was close to his heart, so he contacted
Thank you, Barbara. You're just an amazing person. You just are.
Contacted us, and we were Keith's case was the first one on the website. I think it's solvethecase.org. Now they have, I think, at last count, it was like 800 cases. I wouldn't doubt it's up to 1,000 now, but and he's real good at pushing Keith's case out there. And anytime he has, like, he'll go to like CrimeCon conventions, things like that, and he'll have Keith's picture and information out on his table, or put it up on the wall of missing people, things like that. And he's helped us the last couple of years doing some things. So we're real appreciative of that.
That's wonderful. It means so much, I know, for you.
He seems like the nicest freaking lady. It's just, why would somebody do this to her? It's just so, I just want to help.
You all to have support, and as many people as will listen to know about Keith and to share his story. We've been at CrimeCon. I've seen that same wall of missing faces. In fact, I think that's part of the reason that we knew about Keith's story to begin with. Greg, let me ask you one final question. And you mentioned if anybody knows anything, it's time to speak up. What would be your message to anyone who was involved in Keith's disappearance? And if somehow Keith can hear you, anything you'd like to say to him?
One knows about.
So if you have any information, this is the missing Keith man, Wichita Falls Police Department. Isn't there a Wichita Falls, Kansas? Arkansas, something. That's the phone number, 940-761-7917. I'll try to add this to my ticker down at the bottom here at some point.
Where my son is or what's happened to him. I'm pleading for them to come forward and tell us what happened to him and where he is. I still would have a lot of questions, of course, if that happened, but I need to find him. I mean, it's been a long time. And we have health issues, my wife and myself, and they're not getting better either. So please, if you know anything or.
That's terrible to hear. That's awful to hear.
Could help us out with it, please. Go to the police by my house. Most people know where I live here, so I've been here a long time. If Keith's listening to me, Keith, you need to come back. I want to talk to you and stuff and see you. I just hope that's the case. That would be wonderful if that happened. I don't feel like it will, but
it's got to be the most grueling thing, period. Not knowing. It's just I don't know how these people do it. I just don't. But hopefully they get some answers soon here. I might do a follow-up on this here.
Anyway, we need all the help we can get, and we appreciate you having us on your show and getting it out there more. And that's what our investigators the investigator, John Laughlin, said, we need to keep it out there. And that's what we're doing. We want to keep it out there. I do want to find him. I do want to know what happened to him. And thank you for having us on your show.
Well, we're here to do anything we can help to ease the pain that you guys are going through. Greg and Deborah Mann, thanks to you both. Please keep us posted if you learn anything, and we'll.
Thank you so much, Grandma Sherry. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Because that would probably take me forever to do. This Google machine, as Steve calls it.
We'll do the same as we together try to bring Keith home and bring you all some answers. My best to you. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, so I might do a follow-up on this. I do also want to get back into the Evansdale case. I'm going to go back and revisit the Evansdale case. I might do that next week. I'm not sure. But I try to get out as many of these too. Southern Gal does a great job with the missing. Southern Gal and Arctic Fox. Doodlebug too. Doodlebug does a great job. They all do such great work. There's another one too I keep forgetting. Mind of Monsters is awesome. All right, so I do want to do this really, well, not really quick, but I do want to switch into this really quick here. Hold on 1 second here. Stop sharing that because I've been doing this for the past few weeks here. This will be Barbara Cotton here. She Lisa Joe was just in here a while ago. I don't know if she's here, but she's she believe Lisa Joe was married. Her ex-husband's mother was Barbara Cotton's sister. So I might have that wrong, but I'm pretty sure. But I want to do this here because we went over the whole walking to the park thing, but now I want to kind of get into this whole party narrative here because there's two different kind of stories here. There's the story and then there's this story here. So I'm just going to read this here, and then I got a map pulled up here. So it seems like Barb attended a party at the 18th Street Apartments the night she disappeared. So Barbara Cotton disappeared. I've done like 3 or 4 different episodes on this, and I'll get to that fairly shortly. In 1985, an article ran in the Bismarck Tribune. Louise, Barbara's mother, states that she returned home from work at around 11 p.m. and talked with Barb. So this is a fairly true statement here. So at 11 p.m., she talked with Barbara Cotton, her daughter. Barbara said she would be home and that she was going to go work in the morning at country restaurant that she worked at. So this whole statement right here is telling me that she didn't just disappear or run away. The court document Louise filed to declare Barbara deceased in 1998 stated that Barb was last seen by a friend walking from the Plainsman Hotel around midnight. So between 11 and midnight. Hold on a second. Okay, so let's skip on down to here. She called there. Okay, so Louise had the host's phone number of the party that she was supposed to go to. She called there numerous times in the months following her daughter's disappearance. Louise would ask if there was anything at all the girl could remember about that night. And this poor mother, Louise here, seemed to kind of be on her own here. She was the only one kind of investigating all of this stuff here. But we know that the police went to the Scobie Hotel. We do know that. But anyways, this woman and her sister recall Barb attending a party at her apartment. They admit that after 40 years, it's hard to say with absolute certainty that it was the night Barb disappeared where they had that party. So they don't know. However, they do feel very strongly that it was. Also, why else would Louise continue to... Okay, so anyways. I'm trying to blurt out all the maybes here. They recall that Barb did attend the party with a boy, and after seeing photos, they think it's possible that it was Stacy Warder. Okay, so Stacy Warder was apparently 21. Barb was 15, I think. So that's an issue right there. But the only people that know about Stacy Warder, I think, is Louise, the mother, Barb, and I think there was one other person. One sister remembers Barb leaving with her boyfriend, and the boyfriend returned later alone. She recalls asking where Barb went, and the boyfriend told her Barb got a ride, but didn't elaborate further. So the other sister recalls that being told that Barb's boyfriend stopped at the apartment. So the other sister recalls being told that Barb's boyfriend stopped at the apartment the following day, demanding to know where Barb was. Who really knows that that's true? It seems that the widely shared story about Barb walking into a recreational park may not be the last time she was seen after all. Okay, so what I want to do now here is hold on a second here. It's right here. Where am I? Right here. Sorry. Okay, so I got this map pulled up here. Okay, so we've been to the Plainsman Hotel, and right now we are at this is actually West Street here. So at West Street, so according to that, the party was somewhere. This is 18th West Street. This is West 18 West Street. So you go down here. This is a hotel here. I don't know if it was a hotel back then. And this Google Street View was done July 2022, so it's fairly recent. There's apartments here. I don't know exactly where these apartments were, but I'm assuming it's around here somewhere. There's more apartments here. And if you go the other way east here, so now we're heading on 18th Street West going east. There's that hotel that we just passed. There's Williston State College there. But there doesn't seem like there's too many apartments up this way. These are more homes up in here. So I'm assuming it was 18 West Street where these apartments were. So to just give us some context here, so if you're here and these apartments here at this party, you can walk, literally walk. So, oops, here's Main Street here. Let's go this way. Stop it. Hold on a second. Am I going the right way, you think? Nope. Where am I? Hold on a second here. This is 85. I wanted to go this way here. Hold on a second. So if you go this way here, I have no idea where I am. Hold on a second. Oops. Okay, so where am I? Right here. Okay, so all right, hold on a second. Okay, so we're just here. Okay, so this is where we just were. So if you keep going up this street here, you get to 18th, where we were 18th Street West. But if you turn around, go back down to the hotel. And I was on the right track. I just didn't go far enough. It's way down here. All I'm saying is, if she was at the party, she could have walked down here to the hotel, met no, I don't want to go that way. This is strange. Hold on a second. Let me back out of this a little bit. Sorry. I think I'm going the right way here. Yep. It's far, but it can be done, right? Oops. Okay, here's the park. We just passed the park. Sorry. There's the park. Okay, so here, the park, right here. That's where Stacy Warner said he was standing on the corner here of this hotel. I'm done hotel. Yeah, the hotel. Right here. And we did this already. Whoops. Okay, so he said he was standing here and he watched Barbara Cotton walk down to the park here. So it's possible that did happen because you can see the park from here, from this corner. Right? And then if you go here, and if you here, this street here, you're going to go all the way back to 18th Street. So it's possible that she could have walked down here, met Stacy here, and Stacy watched her walk to the park, right? So that's what I was trying to do tonight, is try to figure that out. That's too funny. I'm telling you, these maps, man, they're going to be the death of me for sure. Please fasten your seatbelt to make sure your seat's back in the train. That's so funny. Where's Shibby, man? He usually makes fun of me with this shit. So, anyways, it is possible. You know, all of these things are possible. There's very few fact. There's very little fact in this case here. So you got to try to, you know, try to eliminate some of the. But you can do that. You can literally go to that hotel corner and see the park, but it's possible that she was at both places. It's possible that she was at that party on the West 18 West apartments there, walked down here to the hotel, and then I don't know. So that is possible. So let's get out of that. I do want to move on to something else here. Couple more things, and I'll get out of here. I do want to go to this hold on a second here. other case in Rehoboth, Mass. I was going to go over the Hulk Hogan thing tonight too, but I don't think I'm going to have enough time. Hold on one second here. I do want to do that one too. Hold on one second here while I pull this up. All right, so here we go. So we did this last week here. We covered this case, Rehoboth, Massachusetts case here. You missed you missed me driving around again. That's too funny. I can't stop laughing. All right, hold on a second. All right, so we covered this last week, remember? And I posted about this here that they found her, unfortunately, unalived. This is the story of the Rehoboth, Mass woman here. She went missing, I think, about 2.5 weeks ago now in Rehoboth, Massachusetts, and they were looking for her. And come to find out, it was, the boyfriend's being accused here. So let's go over this here. So this came out 3 days ago. Kylie Montero, 18, was last seen in early August at the home of Gregory Groom, the father of her unborn. She was 11 weeks pregnant, I think. Unborn child. Family reported her missing. Law enforcement searched a large property in where Groom lived, but found nothing until Groom allegedly drew a map to where he basically told them where to find her, and pretty much knew all along that it was him. But so here we go.
A grim and chilling turn in the disappearance of 18-year-old Kylie Montero. Her boyfriend, 22-year-old Gregory Groom, has been arrested and charged with her murder after police say they made a gruesome discovery on his property. His first court appearance today revealed shocking details that authorities say led up to her death. And we're going to break it down with insight from a retired detective commander right now. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime.
It's just so sad. This poor girl here, she never had a chance, man. It just sucks. And then she had to get involved in this guy. It's just so awful. I was gonna go down there too and help look for her, but because Rehoboth is probably 2 hours away from me, so I was gonna help, but
I'm Jesse Weber. Unfortunately, we have a grim update in a case that we've been following here on Sidebar. The disappearance of 8.
Yeah, it's the maps. The maps kill me all the time. I need Mexi. Mexi, great with maps.
18-year-old Kylie Montero.
I am not.
Investigators say that human remains consistent with Kylie's have been recovered, and they were found on the property of her boyfriend, 22-year-old Gregory Groom. We've talked about him before. Groom has been arrested, appeared before.
This literal piece of shit. I mean, this guy.
For a Taunton District Court judge earlier today. He is facing multiple serious charges. Prosecutors say he also provided details to police about Kylie's death. That's the allegation. We're going to get into those details in a little bit. But this tragic and sad development comes after nearly 2 weeks of intensive searches across Rehoboth, a small town in Bristol County, Massachusetts, about 50 miles from Boston. Now, the search efforts involved.
It's basically right on the border or close to the border of Providence, Rhode Island. So that's why I initially thought that maybe since there's this outbreak of unalivings here, that maybe linked to some sort of an SK or something. I was maybe thinking it was that, but no, it was the boyfriend.
Drones, cadaver dogs, dive teams, helicopters. This was all after Kylie was last seen on August 7th at.
No, Mexi used to be on Frankie's channel. Frankie, he's a true crime person in Canada. Frankie, now I forgot her name. Frankie. Dandy knows who she is. Mexi was great with maps. She was awesome.
Groom's home on County Street. So I'm going to walk you through her disappearance, what led up to this update. We go back to August 6th. According to Kylie's family, she reportedly had some...
I grew up in Winthrop, but no, New Hampshire. I'm on the other side. Now, Ruckus Rocks is a mass, definitely a mass hole.
Sort of altercation with Groom at his home. And at the time, there were few details that were known about the nature of this dispute. But I will tell you, today's arraignment revealed more serious, deeply troubling information. And again, we're going to get to all of that in a little bit. But the incident was serious enough to raise immediate concern among her family. By August 11th, Kylie's sister, Kitty Montero, made a public plea on Facebook, signaling potential domestic issues in this relationship. In that post, she wrote, there were some domestic issues involved. She is pregnant, and it's highly unlikely.
Well, this is, she has not been seen or heard since Wednesday, August 6th, right? She was last seen in Rehoboth, Mass. At a boyfriend's house. I think her parents, she was basically living, this is such a horrible story here.
Like her to cut all contact from social media and family. Kylie's other sister, Faith, said she called her after this altercation, telling her she was afraid for her life. Faith offered to pick her up, but Kylie apparently declined. And maybe, most hauntingly, she reportedly sent a message to a friend that read, and this is paraphrased, I don't feel safe right now. Something's not right. Well, after that message, Kylie went completely silent. The next day, August 7th, police say it was actually Groom who called to report Kylie missing. August 8th, when her family still hadn't heard from Kylie, that's when alarm bells.
I love, I'm a big city guy. I grew up in cities. I don't have a problem with cities. I'm in the country now. I grew up in the country too, kind of both. Cities have their advantages. They have the disadvantages. Country settings have their advantages, disadvantages. Yeah, I love the cities too, but these days here at my age, I just can't stand freaking people. So I try to stay away from anybody at all. So it's just me.
Bells went off. The teen had been very active on social media, particularly TikTok. And eerily, her last post was on August 6th, a photo caption in an abbreviated form, I don't care what people think about me. For more than a week, Rehoboth Police and the Massachusetts State Police conducted tireless searches for her, again, deploying...
Yeah, I should rephrase that. I just don't like being out with people. I mean, I don't... to chat, obviously. You guys are awesome, but... And it's funny because I used to go to concerts all the time with thousands and thousands of people, but I wouldn't be able to do that these days. I just can't. Last concert I seen, I think, was in Saratoga Springs, New York. Dave Matthews, and even that was. I just don't like being around a lot of people. Just don't.
When canine units, drones, dive teams, her family and friends, they took to social media to spread awareness. They shared photos for her prom and graduation. The recent Attleboro High School graduate had...
I love cities. I love New York City. I love Montreal, Canada. I love Boston. I grew up in Boston pretty much. But country is where I need to be right now, for sure. Because all the traffic and stuff, all the people, I wouldn't be able to do it.
Just celebrated receiving her diploma. She was roughly 11 weeks pregnant. And they also shared details of what was her apparent difficult past. After her mother passed away, Kylie moved in with her aunt and uncle. She lived there until meeting Groom in March when she became pregnant. The couple separated shortly after, but maintained what has been seen or reported this on-again, off-again relationship. And Kylie was then apparently living in a shelter for pregnant women. But then authorities returned to Groom's home with a search warrant, and a backhoe was brought in as crews began digging behind the property. Late in the day, officials confirmed that human remains consistent with Kylie's had been discovered. That evening, Rehoboth Police Chief Louis Tabico and investigators addressed the just tragic development at a press conference.
18-year-old Kylie Montero was reported missing by the defendant, Gregory Groom, on Thursday, August 7th of this year. The two had been in a dating relationship. She was last reported seen at 107 County Street in Rehoboth, which is the residence of Gregory Groom. It is also learned that Kylie Montero was approximately 11 weeks pregnant. Extensive searches were conducted by various units of the Massachusetts State Police. Based on information obtained during the investigation into Kylie Montero's disappearance, police obtained a search warrant for the property at 107 County Street in Rehoboth that was executed starting this afternoon. As a result of the search of the property, human remains consistent with those of Kylie Montero have been recovered. We await confirmation from the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner. The defendant was charged earlier today with assault and battery on a pregnant person, intimidation of a witness, and domestic assault and battery for an alleged incident that occurred on August 6th.
According to court documents, Groom is charged with murder, assault and battery on a pregnant victim, aggravated intimidation of a witness.
I got to remember that word, peoply, because that's a perfect description for people, peoply. Yeah, colleges and all right, Nicole. Nicole's awesome too. Nicole's awesome, amazing. I wonder if Nicole has her own channel. Does Nicole have her own channel, you think? Colleges are the worst.
Juror, police, or court official, and assault and battery on a family or household member. Groom made his first court appearance earlier today where he was arraigned, and we're more into that in a minute. But first, to help us get into some key insights into this investigation, I want to bring on a special guest, Will Svilar, retired detective commander from the Chicago Police Department. Will, thank you so much for coming on. This is a really, really sad development. From your experience, what are the challenges for investigators? What do they face when searching for a missing person on private property, especially when you're dealing with human remains being involved?
That's a terrible story. It's a terrible story with your updates today with the charges being announced. It's a horrible story. When you're looking for a missing person, there are a lot of different factors that are involved. In this case, it seemed like from the beginning they had a general idea that she may have been with Groom, based on the comment made or the text she sent to her friends. I think they had a general idea of where she was last. Now, where she was currently, it took them a little while to get to. It looks like they brought it out in an interview.
And the drones, the cadaver dogs, the dive teams, the backhoes, is that typical in an investigation like this? How extensive is that?
It's pretty extensive. It's but you're also dealing with a large property. I think it was like 25 acres of property that they were dealing with. So if you have whatever resource you have, you use it.
Frankie Think Tank. That was her name. Hey, Latoya, good to see you. Technically, everyone on YouTube has a channel. Huh. Good to see Latoya here. I sub to you. Honeycomb Hideout is here. Good to see Honeycomb Hideout. I did sub to Latoya though. She's got a channel too. Let me know if you want to wrench, Latoya. That way you can throw your channel in here. Good to see you though.
Especially you got an 18-year-old who's pregnant, obviously high risk, living in a shelter, not the best support system that you could think of. You got to get everything you can out there. And it sounds like they did. It sounds like they had every resource, state and local, to try to find her.
Now, if you've been following us, you know that we have been all on top of this story. And the reason we can do that, the reason we can provide you updates and continue to follow what's happening is because of the amazing support that we get from our sponsor, Morgan.
Thank you, Grandma Sherry, for doing that. That would have taken me forever. Let me skip past this a little bit here. There we go.
Or keep a better eye on the girl who's pregnant, especially when she's 18 years old. She's in a relationship with a man who may or may not want the pregnancy. And there may probably have been mentions, some kind of mentioning of domestic violence in the past to her friends. So there's a lot of red flags. Obviously, physical condition. If you see any kind of
Yeah, thank you all for subbing to all these great channels. You're a mod on 873 channels. It's funny. And that's why I give people wrenches here so they can throw their channels in here. I have no problem promoting good channels. I know a lot of people don't like to do that, but I do. So if you want a wrench, let me know. If Southern Gal was here, she'd say duck, throwing wrenches out.
Kind of bruises or scrapes, you got to pay attention to that. But I think the key factor in this one's going to be the pregnancy.
Yeah, and I thought that just the social media posts are very interesting, right? So the lack of social media activity would indicate something was wrong. But there was that eerie apparent social media post from Kylie as well. Does it give you an insight in what may be going on with someone? Do social media help in that way? They talk so many times about how you can't really believe anything on social media. People put one image out there, but truth be told, it can really help with investigations, particularly missing persons investigations, right?
Oh, massive. It helps massively. And we had a whole unit that was a social media unit that would go into the people's social media, try to find out the history of their posts. If you got someone that posts every half an hour or someone that posts at least once a day, and then all of a sudden.
This is just so sad. He not only took her life, which is bad enough, but he also took her child's life. It just these people, man. You wish they could bring back 1500s type penalties for these people, man.
Sudden they stop posting completely with no explanation. That's a red flag. Especially, in this generation, everybody's on a phone. I'm on a phone myself all the time. So having these units for social media, they're huge. It's a vital piece of investigative technique now.
Let's get a little bit more into what came from Groom's Raymond, okay? And then we're going to break it all down. So Groom appeared in the Taunton County District Court, and this is where he was read his charges.
Gregory Groom. Sir, on docket 251816, on or about the date of August 6, 2025, in the town of Rehoboth, been charged with murder, assault and battery on a pregnant victim, aggravated intimidation of a witness.
Now, a public defender was appointed to represent him, and a not guilty plea was entered on his behalf.
What?
But prosecutors immediately requested that Groom be held without bail, and they outlined what is a troubling timeline of events. Take a listen.
This incident stems from the recovery of a body last evening. The incident started on August 8th when this defendant, Gregory Groom, contacted the Rehoboth Police Department to indicate that his ex-girlfriend, identified as 18-year-old Kylie Montero, was missing. Mr. Groom reported that Miss Montero was at his house, that she was looking for a place to stay. They got into an argument, and that she ultimately left his residence walking down the driveway, and she hadn't been seen or heard from since. Miss Montero was known to be very active on social media, and he hadn't heard from her, neither had her friends or family, on any social media in the following days.
Investigators say they then combed through her social media activity. They interviewed Groom. They interviewed Kylie's family members, and this uncovered a more alleged troubling picture.
Mr. Groom reported that Miss Montero was approximately 11 weeks pregnant, and she told him that he was the father of the baby, that on August 6th, she had left a residential program and took a rideshare to his house. She was looking to stay with him, and an argument ensued about whether or not he would allow her to stay on his property. When
unbelievable, just freaking unbelievable.
The police began to question him and other family members, they learned from Miss Montero's sister that on August 6th, when she had arrived at his house, that there was an altercation between Mr. Groom and Miss Montero. Miss Montero texted a sister that he threw me on the ground and pulled my hair and strangled me. My phone is at 4%, and if I die, it was Greg. Family members then tried to communicate with Miss Montero and get her to a place of safety, and she didn't respond right away.
I'm pretty sure they got this guy, but I mean, anything's possible, but I'm going to put this at like 90%.
Ultimately, there was a response from her device that indicated she was attempting to continue to stay at Mr. Groom's residence.
And the investigation took a very dark turn when Groom was brought in for questioning.
During that interview, he admitted that on August 6th, he had gotten into an altercation with Miss Montero where he pushed her, she fell backwards, and she hit her head.
Yeah, right.
When she attempted to contact an individual, Mr. Groom admitted that he knocked her cell phone out of her hands, at which time he was going to be charged with the 3 offenses for assault and battery on domestic assault and battery on a pregnant person, and for intimidation.
Have a good night, Paula. I'm almost out of here too. Paula's amazing. She's got great freaking channel. We love Paula in here. She's amazing. We love Heather too. I hope Heather's still here. Paula's just amazing. She's an amazing person, amazing human being. Have a good week, Paula. Stay safe.
Intimidation of a witness. When investigators continued to press Mr. Groom on the whereabouts of Miss Montero, they informed him that they had applied for and were granted a search warrant for an extensive search of 107 County Street. That included not only cadaver dogs, but excavators, chemists from the Massachusetts State Police Crime Lab, and other investigators. And they informed Mr. Groom that they were prepared to search the property and dig if necessary. Mr. Groom then paused. He was given an opportunity to tell the police where Miss Montero's body was located, either by being taken to his property.
Thank you again, Grandma Sherry. Yeah, Paula's amazing. Paula's great.
And pointing it out, or drawing a map, or telling the officers where her body was located, as they believed Miss Montero was dead. Mr. Groom ultimately drew a rudimentary map indicating that he got into an argument behind a shed on the property he was known to stay and where Miss Montero stayed. That during that altercation, Mr. Groom admitted that he stabbed Miss Montero twice in the neck and once in the chest. The stab wound to the chest actually broke the blade of the knife off. He used a kitchen knife to commit the stabbing, and based on that stabbing, Miss Montero was deceased. Mr. Groom indicated to police that he then spent several hours digging a hole in the woods, approximately 20 yards from where he killed Miss Montero. And the night after he dug, when the sun came up, he then pushed her body into the hole and covered it up. He drew on the map the approximate location of Miss Montero.
What a freaking nice guy, right? Like, what a nice, just, oh my God, these people. Oh my God.
Remains. Officers who were conducting the search warrant then went to the shed. They noticed there was a large pile of brush right next to the shed. That was what Mr. Groom used to cover up the site of the murder, to cover up blood that was ultimately recovered, and physical evidence recovered from the scene where the police alleged the stabbing occurred. About 20 yards away in the woods, there was another large pile of brush with feet upon feet of trees, cut down trees that were piled up. Underneath that pile, the police located a rectangular hole that appeared that had been recently disturbed dirt. When the police ultimately called in medical examiners to uncover that hole.
Mustang, you're amazing. Mustang's awesome. Yeah, he's still going to plead not guilty just so that everybody has to pay for his defense and stuff. It's sad.
A body consistent with Kylie Montero was discovered approximately 5 feet underground. Miss Montero's remains were recovered last evening, and her body is at the office chief medical examiner undergoing identification process and undergoing an autopsy.
Okay, Will, from your experience, how common is it for a suspect?
Yeah, Tracy needs a chance, sure. Tracy's amazing, and when I say Tracy, I mean Quad. But I got to get out of here, so I want to do one more thing, and this is just a sad case. This sucks. This guy here, whoops, not this guy, but I just wanted to fill people in on that. Let me get out of this here. What the hell am I doing? All right, I want to cover this one last case here. So this one close to home. Hold on a second here. This happened a couple weeks ago, I think. Now, a family of 4 was found unalived in a home in Madbury, New Hampshire, which is about 60 miles that way. One of the children survived, but this is one of those, murder. I don't know how to say this on YouTube. SUI, murder. They'll say it here anyways, but it's just horrible. Let's play this here. I believe this was last week or this week.
Now identify the man, woman, and 2 children who appear to have died in a murder-suicide. They were found in a home in the town of Madbury.
This is going to be triggering, I think.
Yesterday. A toddler in that house was the only survivor. WBZ's Louisa Moeller is live in Madbury with what we have learned today. Louisa?
Well, Lisa, first of all,
thank you. Self-harm. Yep, that's it. This isn't off. I was going to go over here because when I first heard about this case here, we didn't know about the self-harm thing. So, but it didn't take long. I mean, it's a beautiful house. I mean, why? But so apparently the mother, I don't know, it just went crazy. I don't know what to tell you.
neighbors tell me this is the kind of neighborhood where you have kids toddling along, learning how to ride their bike right in the middle of the street. Just last week, this family had a lemonade stand here. This is a gut punch. Now, investigators say they have talked to people, quote, up and down the seacoast to look into what happened here. It appears to be a murder-suicide.
Not sure we could have done anything different, right?
Neighbors on Meheriment Drive went to bed in shock and woke up with questions. As crime scene tape wrapped around a nearby home and detectives walked out with evidence boxes, a place where just last week, kids ran a lemonade stand.
It's just that kind of, I don't know, idyllic summer day, and then this, right? How does it go from that to this?
Police came to this Madbury, New Hampshire home for a 911.
Is Dee Dee taking off? Have a good night, Dee Dee. Dee Dee's Dirty Diana's awesome.
On one call Monday night and found a gut-wrenching scene. 4 members of a family dead with gunshot wounds, now identified as 48-year-old Ryan Long, his wife, 34-year-old Emily Long, and their 2 kids, 8-year-old Parker and 6-year-old Ryan. A gun nearby. A third child, a 3-year-old, was found unharmed. Investigators now looking into the possibility it was a murder-suicide.
That's based upon the physical evidence. That's also based upon some other evidence that we've learned with regards to just information that you get from doing a neighborhood canvas, trying to do some background of individuals and find out what was going on inside the home.
The impact on the people who live here is already immense. Ryan Long was a psychologist for the nearby Oyster River School District. Betty Kettle
text messages from friends and
dolls to the family's 6-year-old.
When their daughter came by, my daughter basically gave her dolls, and those were precious times in our life. My daughter enjoyed her girl dolls, and
This is awful. This is just terrible.
so sad to think that that little girl's gone.
The family's dogs now in the care of a neighborhood dog walker.
I just told a friend of mine it's the worst thing that I've ever dealt with in my life.
As the news spreads, so does the grief.
Good night, Carol. All right, so let's play this one here now. Hold on 1 second, then I'll get out of here. Stop sharing that. Okay, so this is the interview with, I think this is the state attorney here.
Autopsies were conducted.
today on all 4 family members. And in doing that, both the associate medical examiner, Dr. Alexander, as well as the chief medical examiner, Dr. Duval, were able to come to conclusions on what the cause and the manner of everyone's death was. The cause and manner of death for both of the children was a single gunshot wounds of the head, and that the manner of death was homicide. Homicide meaning that this was an injury that was inflicted by another. Now, the cause and manner of death for Mr. Ryan Long, that was multiple gunshot wounds, and the manner of death was homicide. Separate from that, the cause of death for Emily Long was a single gunshot wound of the head, and the manner of death is suicide, and that is an action taken against oneself. So that is 3 separate homicide, 1 suicide. In addition, investigators have been able to announce that we've been able to determine the time period of when this occurred. It was roughly on Monday morning, a little bit after 5:30 in the morning.
Is there any idea at this point a motive or why this happened?
Motives, I think, in a situation like this are always very, very tricky. Try not to identify any one particular stressor. Certainly, investigators are aware of several different stressors that have been reported and that they've been taking information on. Some that involved the idea of what was going on with the money situation, another one with the health situation. I think the big thing is to try not to speculate that there's any one reason like something like this would happen. Homicide and suicide is usually much, much more complex than just one reason. Sometimes it is, but often it is not. It's very, very difficult to try to discern that.
Yeah, apparently the mom just, I don't know. I think there's some rumors that there was some financial stuff going on in the house, but who knows, man? It's probably some sort of a mental illness type thing. It's just a sad that the poor kid that survived, is going to have to go through life. It's awful, just terrible.
So while investigators are going to be listening to more information, I don't know that we're ever truly going to get the cause.
This is a story that has seriously.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm out of here soon. I didn't mean to take up this much of your guys' time, but I just wanted to do this one too because this is heartbreaking. It's always good to see Lisa Joe here, though. Lisa F. Joe. It's so funny.
Impacted this community. I mean, we have been speaking to people since Monday. People are writing, distraught to hear this news. I mean, can you just talk a little bit about that impact working on something like this?
I think the impact for the community it's just trauma. It's absolute trauma. And these are people who knew, and people may often be saying to themselves, I didn't see this coming. I didn't know. Sometimes these events are very hard, but if somebody does see an indicator of anyone in crisis, there's so many different ways. Dialing 988.
Dave's not here. Dave was sleep driving.
In New Hampshire will immediately get people to assistance that they might need. For the investigators that are working on it, the men and women at New Hampshire State Police, Medical Examiner's Office, Madbury Police Department, for all of them, I think it's something that they do have to take it one moment at a time, and they have to remain being professional. They're human beings, but they also have to maintain that professionalism in how they do the work.
All right. So that's it. I just wanted to share that. Just a sad case. Just terrible. All right. So I'm going to get out of here. I just want to thank everybody for coming in tonight. I want to thank Shibby. Thank you so much, Shibby, for coming in. You're awesome. Tracy, you're amazing. Thank you so much for, all your support and stuff like that. Grandma Sherry, thank you so much for all the help you did tonight in the chat, for sure. It's good to see you. Pretty much I'm subscribed to you, I think. But Latoya, thank you so much for coming in. Dirty Diana, thank you so much. Lisa Joe, thank you so much for coming in. Lisa Joe's awesome. Thank you so much. Let's see here. Who else was in here? Dirty Diana, thank you so much. I think I said that already. Dirty Diana's awesome. Paul was in here. I know that. Mustang 1965 was in here. West Side Crime was in here. Steve was in here. Can't forget to say hi to Steve. Ruckus Rocks was in here. Ruckus is awesome. Feel free to check out Ruckus Rocks channel. Let's see. I'm not going to be able to say hi to everybody. That's about everybody, that's for sure. Nicole was in here. Nicole is amazing. Carol was in here. Thank you, Carol. I know that Charles was in here. Charles is awesome. Got a great channel. I don't know what's going on with Charles. Let's see here. I know Dandy was in here. Dandy's awesome. Dandy is great. Honeycomb Hideout was in here. Thank you, Honeycomb, for coming in. All of the people who watch on replay, I know there's a lot of people who watch on replay. I really appreciate that because I know not everybody could stay up these crazy hours like I do. I know I'm going to forget. Barbara was in here too. Barbara Hall is an amazing person. Check out Barbara Hall. Timmy D's is scrolling across the bottom here. Justice for Timmy D's. Justice for the Flora 4 for sure. And I'm going to get out of here. That's it. Play my outro and get out of here. You guys are awesome. If I forgot anybody, I'm sorry. But I'll see you. Amy G was in here too. Sorry. Amy G is amazing. She's got a great channel. She does great work on Delphi for sure. Thank you guys very much. Let me get the hell out of here. Let me play my outro. And then that's it. I'll see you guys next week. If there's any news on the tropics, I'll try to break in for that. Other than that, I'm out of here. Don't die. Have a great week and stay safe. Take care.